Trevor Scott, good afternoon to you. Great to hear you back on deck and great to have you on the mainland of Australia once again. Always Australia is a you can't have lace-up Guernseys anymore, I'm told. It's an insurance thing. But you can have the printed lace-up Guernseys. So.
Well, a collar would be handy today because I'm thinking with the sort of sunshine we got out there, I'd be thinking you wouldn't be worrying about a rub-down with some liniment. You'd be looking for a rub-down with some sunscreen because it's going to be a pretty warm day. Will it be a battle of fitness for both sides?
It could be. Look, both sides have certainly got some running speed in them. Loxton and Loxton North probably... I'd go on a limb here and say Loxton's probably a tad younger. There's probably a few more
only just
experienced players in the Loxton North side that would be bringing that average age up a little bit, but not by much.
Yeah, I think the key to a day like today, and you'll see it from some of the older heads, is to conserve a little bit of energy, only run when you really have to, and try and...
And a couple of other names of note in this side.
well, there's another bloke in there that I've seen a bit because he's my nephew, Brock Vonios. But, yeah, you can see how he goes in this Panther lineup.
Yeah, he's certainly coming to the side. Also, Jared Buckley, another one, and Liam Bastian, a couple of new names for the Panthers this year. For the Tigers, a couple of changes. Unfortunately, Luke Harder not lining up today. He's been a key forward for the Tigers for a couple of seasons now. He is out of the side. Bailey Bowden is also back into the side. I'm not sure what was going on with selection this week, but we can confirm Bailey Bowden is lining up for the Tigers today.
Yeah, look, we did see Ryan Proud run around in the seconds, and the seconds game, which was a really entertaining curtain raiser to the main game today, and Loxton running out winners 10-5-65 to Loxton North 5-4-34. But it really was a game that was only really won in the last quarter where Loxton North the Tigers kind of ran away from the Panthers. Good entertaining game of footy which sets things up beautifully for the main today. Look, I think in terms of who wins this game, Lockie, it'll be who can find a consistent avenue to the big white sticks in the middle.
Yeah, look, we saw the Tigers in round one. They had a lot of the footy early, unable to capitalise, and they did get outplayed by Waikerie that day. Let's not sugarcoat it, but they did put in a pretty good performance for a section of that final quarter and got back within a couple of goals of Waikerie that day. And that was off the back of a lot of run off half-back and able to drive through that centre-half forward region, which before that part of the game they were struggling to do. They would get it to centre-half forward and Waikerie would go on the rebound. I think that could be the Tigers' Achilles heel today.
Look, I'm thinking, I'm trying to look at some scoring options for both sides. And Talon Eagle, who we saw when the Tigers were down at Waikerie, and he played sort of a game of two halves. He didn't kick very accurately in the first half, but its second half, and that's particularly that last quarter down there, he kicked a couple of really good Talon Eagle and Carter and power up forward. And for Loxton North, until I see them line up, it's going backman for the Panthers, but I'll tell you what, when you're trying to win the game, you've got to score, not defend.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. Himself will go and have a run in the ruck.
Now, we've done it again. We have missed the coin toss. I saw Cody Vomard going into the middle, and
We'll be able to tell as soon as they line up, Lockie, because whoever's going towards the primary school end will have won the toss.
Well, I went to grab a pen, and I looked up, and both captains were running the other way, so I missed the coin toss completely. And Nobby, I think that's about 50 games straight we've done that. Keeping up with tradition.
I'm getting the instruction here that the breeze is going straight across, but I did watch the game before, and the primary school end was the scoring end.
Yeah.
Although the ball did travel equally as distance to both ends, but
you would
we'll
say
see. So Loxton North have won the toss, I reckon.
That would be a tack in sailing terms, wouldn't you say, Nobby?
Yep, and they are going towards the primary school end. And Anthony Oates is lining up as their key forward. Alongside him is Jared Buckley also, and a fleet of young fellas, including Kai Filkey. He's found his way back into the senior side after starting in the twos early in the season. For Loxton, it's almost, they look like, I know they got the white shorts on and the prison bars, but they almost look like they're about 6 inches shorter across the ground in every position. But don't let that fool you. The big fella, Nikos Katsidis, is lining up forward, and so will, of course, Talon Eagles. That'll be their two key forwards. And the Prince in ruck, he will start in ruck, and you'll see.
This is 5RM football for McDonald's at Renmark, and you can check out the new barista-made McCafe blend at McDonald's. It's just the way you like it. Tyler Wagner up forward for the Panthers just then, and also Liam Bastian, the other player I spoke about just before, also up forward.
Liam Bastian's actually starting in the middle, Lockie. He's starting in ruck against the Prince. And so,
sorry, Jared Buckley's the other player.
Yeah, Jared Buckley's up forward, but Bastian will spend some time. I think him and Viney Oates will change in the ruck and up forward. Here we go.
Here we are. Siren sounds. Ball up in the air. Loxton get a couple of quick hands on it, a couple of wild handballs. They're all legal at this stage. Umpires called it for high, and Loxton get a free
that was
in the centre. And that will be Jesse.
Out to the far side wing, and we see Masood Akaso get hold of it. The ball comes up the wing for Loxton North.
Up to half-back for the Tigers. They intercept. They rebound quickly. Good kick. Loxton managed to hold possession. Ball now far wing in front of Worsty's Bar, as it's known. Jesse Will, wild kick inboard. It was ambitious, to say the least. Can Loxton North make something out of this? Loxton still with their hands on it just. They managed to get out of it, but it doesn't look convincing. Oh, loose ball at half forward for the Panthers. It's wobbling over the forward 50. Can the Panthers make something out of this? A fend off. And look at this. The Panthers go for the first goal of the day. Tyler Wagner, a wild kick at goal, and that's a minor score.
A couple of don't argues from Wagner. He pushed off two defenders and had a shot at goal, and he probably deserved a goal, to be honest with you. The effort he put in to get the shot. Had plenty of time. I watched him kick a couple in warm-up, Lockie, and he was a dead-eye dick, but under the pressure of game, it's a little bit different than warming up. But a good start.
Back in. Nobby Norton.
Yeah, everyone covered here. Where will they go, Lockie? Will they come towards us or down the middle? Because they've taken it on already, Loxton. Here we go. Kick coming out towards Caden Evans. He regathers it, shoots the handball out to the wing. Another chain of handballs to Harley Campbell. Shoots her up into the dead forward pocket in front of Talon Eagle, who can't get a grip on it, but takes possession and a bounce. Tries to dodge around his player, fends him off, back onto his left foot, takes another bounce and looks to centre the ball.
Doesn't quite hit the target, spills over the back, still in the Tigers attacking 50. Nathan Brown goes back inboard, the Tigers coach, but intercept mark.
Cut out by Josh Wooldridge there, I think, Lockie.
It was too, and finds Zach Nitschke on the broadcast wing, moves it on quickly. This is where the Panthers have looked the most dangerous. Tapped over, North unable to mark it. Now it's Loxton with the footy again. Drilled back inboard. There's a couple of loose Tigers here.
Pack of Tigers in the middle.
John Fisher inside 50. Can the Tigers mark this one? No, the Panthers' defence manages to hold up again. Oh, no, intercept from Jesse Will. He handballs back inside 50. The 1-2, Jesse Will into the open goal. He slots it, and that's the first goal of the day.
It is, Lockie. And off air before we started today, I said to one of the timekeepers in the seconds that Jesse Will always plays well at Loxton North. I've seen him kick 5 goals out here in a final, and he started off well again today with a 1-2 handball chain and then an easy shot at goal.
And good team play there from Talon Eagle, because he could have turned around and slotted that one, but he saw Will was running towards the goal at speed, dished it off.
It was almost the RFL equivalent of the old Buddy Franklin run down the forward pocket with a couple of bounces, although he had a bit of a stop and start. But I think early on, Tigers have shown the intent here. They're getting players to the fall of the ball. When the ball came out before into Liam Bastion in defence, the big fella had no little blokes under his feet. It was 2 Tigers. Here we go. Up they go again to Prince. Tries to get a hand on it. Makuta Saso tries to wrestle himself free. It'll be another ball up, a secondary ball up in the middle.
Just over 4 minutes gone. Riverland footy on 5RM for McDonald's Renmark. Ball up again. Ruckman just muscling it themselves. Both out of the contest. Scott Lewis now for the Panthers. Finds Neil on the far flank.
Yeah, nice little setup in the middle. A nice handball to Scott Lewis to get it forward. The ball goes forward from Neil and a bit mark taken from the big fella. That's Viney Opes. Gets his first possession out on the half-forward flank, about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Solid mark, solid contested mark. Currently on the podium for mark of the day, Lockie, because it's the only really solid contested mark we've seen so far. I don't know how the big fella goes at goals, but he won't get a much better chance than this. Sends it on its way, a huge kick, but he misses to the left. And that's another point for Loxton North, who go to 2 points, trailing Loxton 1 solitary goal, 6 points on the Berry Better scoreboard.
So the Tigers waste not much time and bring it back inboard. Just a small chip-up kick to Salmon. Luke, he drives it wide. Good mark. Calling for a teammate there, and I reckon that's Harley Campbell. It is.
Tigers showing a little bit more pace than the Panthers at the moment.
Campbell now drives it up the line to a contest. They all flew up. It hit the deck, but this is where the Tigers are dangerous. A couple of quick handballs off the deck. They're moving this one on fast. They've got the Panthers done for speed, have they?
Holding the ball. Salmon tried to take him on again there and couldn't get clear, or was it Romeo? Both of them sporting a similar sort of do.
Panthers have undone the good work because it's been intercepted from Fisher from the Tigers in the centre.
He's a player they're going to have someone run with him, because John Fisher can pick up a lot of kicks and he does damage with them. This time going to the big fella at half forward, and that is Nikos Katsakis, I reckon, Lockie.
I reckon it is Katsitas.
Yep.
It's a wobbly old kick off the boot. No one able to mark it. Umpire says play on until he didn't.
Yeah, high tackle against Loxton North, who'll take the free kick at half back. Play on, the umpire calls him on. A little 9-9 over the top, puts his player under pressure, but the ball comes to ground. Panthers in over it, being held without the footy. Quickly he gets up and plays on to Scott Lewis, who looks up and finds Brock Viney Opes further up the ground. Started off very well, the big fella. Got a hell of a kick, runs around his teammate and drives it 50 metres into the forward line.
Oh, and I reckon Wagner's been shepherded off the ball.
Oh, he's
got the free.
That was a push off the ball to Wagner by his Tiger teammate, and he actually pushed him into his own player. The umpire was right on the spot and saw that.
Cale Smith, that was, who gave that one up. So the Tiger defender can't get away with that today.
So the Tigers have come out sort of playing the man a little bit in clinches, but they don't need to. They're clean and quick when they get it out in the open.
So Wagner, 25 out from goal. It's on its way. He's kicked the
nails it.
Panthers first for the day. They take the lead by 2. 1-2-8 on the Berry Better scoreboard, plays Loxton 1 straight goals.
Wagner's looked the goods in early time, as has Viney Opes up forward. They've both had hands on the ball and have created a little bit of danger in the Panther forward line. Viney Opes into the ruck at the moment. Goes for his turn upfield. I think the other big fella, Bastian's gone to the bench. He has, so I'm not sure who's come on in the rotation. But they've given the other ruckman the rest on the bench. And here we go. And De Prince also having a spell as Carter Wright goes into the middle to oppose Viney Opes. Up they go. Loxton North ruckman gets his hand on the footy to Joel Worsfold, who's doing the work in and under but can't get it clear.
Umpire says my ball. Will have another ball up, about 3 metres adjacent from the centre circle towards the west. Good tap from Obes, but it found the Tigers, but Scott Lewis knew where the footy was for the Panthers. He bombs it into half forward, and Neil runs onto it. He's got speed, this lad. Kicks inside 50. Good mark from Wagner.
Plays on straight away, ran onto his right foot, but misses it on the thin side for another behind to Loxton North. He go to 1-3-9, leading Loxton 1 solitary goal, 6 on the Berry Better scoreboard. He's got a bit of pace, Neil, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the wheels, as the boys say these days.
Ball comes back in from Loxton North to halfback, taken by Salmon, who shoots the ball across to Hunter Westbrook on the halfback flank right in front. No closer to the goals, but he shoots it forward, finds the coach, Nathan Brown.
Brown with the number 8 today, as opposed to the 5 as printed.
Nice kick towards his... Goes into the danger area there, into contested ball. Both sides prepared to have a go and take the risk up the middle. North come out with the free kick. Is that Hutchinson there with the ball?
It is.
Yep. Shoots it forward to... Up go the big fellas. Loxton over the back.
And Neil's running onto it. It's a foot race. Held it in ball, but tapped over by Smith. And Smith went for that same shepherd on Wagner there, as we saw in that first instance, but didn't do the push part. So that must be something they've worked out they're going to roll with today, I reckon.
So
the
Smith's
Tigers.
rolling with number... Brody Rowlands there, was it?
Brock Salmon,
Brock
up to
Salmon.
Luke Salmon.
Up it goes. North get the ball back on the wing. Handball to Scott Lewis, who's having some meaningful possessions. Up goes the big fella, and in it comes again. This is Viney Opes again, up forward. So he's had a quick hit out in the ruck and then moved straight forward. He's dangerous for the Panthers up forward, but his shots at goal are not where you want to see him out in front. He's on a bit of an angle again. Has already had one practice from pretty well near that. Can he atone?
He's got the distance we saw before.
Boom. In it goes. Put the moz on him. Lockie didn't quite get there this time.
No one underneath it from the Panthers or Tigers. Still inside the Panthers, attacking 50. The Tigers trying to paddle this one out. The Panthers now take possession. Driver, wobbly kick inside the 50, but it's found Cooper Petch all alone, directly in front. The Panthers will have another crack.
If you were playing golf, you'd say he'd hit that one a little bit fat, but went straight to a dangerous spot, which is back in the middle of the ground, and Cooper Petch was waiting for it. Look, that was good forward pressure by the Panthers. They didn't give Loxton any chance to clear that ball, and young Westbrook was under a lot of pressure there from 4 Panther
Petch
players.
has the kick directly in front. Has it got the journey? It's a minor score.
Another point for Loxton North, taking into 1-4-10, leading Loxton 1 goal 6 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Lively start from the Panthers, but are they wasting opportunities, Lockie?
We've seen a few sides go the hard way this year, and for Renmark, they came undone last week doing the same thing.
Ball moved out to half-back by Loxton, the mark taken there from the kick-in. Up the wing it goes, down the line, as they say. Oh, the big fella pulls one in from Loxton. That's Carter Wright again, I think. Looks up to centre and finds John Fisher in the middle on his own. Handball out. Ball moved forward by Loxton. Back into the middle. Oh,
there's Caden Evans. He turns, drills it inside 50. Can someone get underneath it? It's a 2-horse race. I reckon that's Katsitas runs onto it, gets a hand onto it, inboard. It's dangerous. Talon Eagle. Good luck getting under that. tries to get a handball, gets a kick when he was tackled. Still Evans running inside 50, but the Panther defence, Worsfold, now Lewis, calm under pressure. They drive it out once again.
Lewis generaling the Panther side from up and down the middle of the ground. Here we go, ball coming loose again. Loxton play a tackle without the football. Will take the free kick at half forward.
Umpire says come down 25 metres.
Must have got a little bit of advice, the umpire there. Some advice he didn't need, and there's a 25-metre penalty, which Loxton North didn't need.
So this will put the Tigers very much in scoring range.
Gee, I'm not sure if I'd want to be buying land from that umpire. If that was 25 metres, I reckon it would be lucky to be paid a mark if he kicked it from where he was to where it was.
So who's got the kick here? I'm trying to work this out. Oh, there we go. It's out there. I reckon that's Salmon or Romeo.
Romeo, I think he does.
Ball's on the way.
Whoa!
Umpire's called a free.
Yeah, Judge Sherpick got a fair bit of help into that by two hands in the back. So out it comes. Loxton North take the mark at half back. Look up in the middle again. Ball comes in the middle, this time to Michael Scott.
That was Romeo that had that kick.
Michael Scott at half back with the footy, looks up, sends it out towards the scoreboard side, looking for a teammate. This time I reckon he was looking for Liam Bastian, who did not get his hand on it, and that'll be a kick in for Loxton. Ball going out of bounds from disposal without being touched. Free kick to Loxton over in front of the scoreboard light tower.
Just coming up to 14 minutes played. First quarter Riverland footy on 5RM. The Tigers bring it back in. They go inside 50. Tap forward. Good contest. Couple of handballs. Loxton still with the footy. They wheel it out. A wild kick at goal. Has it got the journey? No. That's a minus score.
Gee, otherwise that might have been the first entry for the Berry Better goal of the day, Lockie, if that had gone through.
That was Hunter Westbrook that had that one.
So the score's going to Loxton 117, trailing Loxton North 1-4-10 on the Berry Better scoreboard. A really good contest at the moment, both ends.
Yeah, there's some feeling out there. Panthers bring it back in board. No real clear target, just to a contest. Panthers seem to be winning their share of these so far today.
Yeah.
It wobbles out of bounds and we'll get a ball in.
That was from a handball. So that'll be a kick for Loxton. Yeah, that was a loose handball. Look, I'd say Loxton North have evened up the numbers at the ball and at the contest and made it a lot better than when they started. Whoa, a nice attempt at a mark there from Panther player. Couldn't quite hang on. Ball comes free of the pack. Loxton North grab the ball. Chain of handballs. Out it comes. Little fumble, which is not going to help Panthers. Ball is going to be balled up here in the forward lines for Loxton, right in the forward pocket in front of the scoreboard. The scoreboard reading Loxton North 1-4-10 to Loxton 1-1-7 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
5RM football for McDonald's Renmark. Ball up has happened. The Panthers handball straight to their opponents, Loxton, who waste no time inside 50 further.
That's
good
a good
mark.
That's Talon Eagle, I reckon, Lockie, by the look of the way he went for that footy. He's pulled that one in a contested mark at the second grab. Sherpick couldn't quite get through to punch it away from him. And Eagle will have a set shot at goal on the right side for a left footer, if you get what I mean.
He was looking for some targets before, but I think he's dismissed that idea now.
I reckon this might be the most difficult place to kick a goal on the Loxton North Oval, but we'll see. He can make difficult look easy.
From the scoreboard pocket. You're going to call it in, Nobby? Ball's on the way.
Umpire did move, went over the top of his head, but he was standing in the wrong side of the goalpost, and that's a point, which takes Loxton to 1-2-8, trailing Loxton North 1-4-10 by 2 points on the Berry Better scoreboard.
This is 5RM football for McDonald's Renmark. Michael Scott with the kickouts for Loxton North again today.
Yeah. Josh Wooldridge providing with a short lead. He ignores that, going out towards the scoreboard back pocket, looking for the big fella, and finds Cody Vomard out there in front of the pack. Takes a solid mark, the captain, for Loxton North. Looking up, not many options. We'll go down the line again. Nice mark taken there. I think that's Neil again out there, Lockie. James Neal, I think, up ground.
I think you could be right.
Beautiful kick. Comes forward towards the big fella. Hits him in the belly and bounces out. But North take possession. Lewis with the handball. Another handball across. Around his player goes the Loxton North Panther. Kicks a high ball into the forward lines.
Still inside.
Out it comes. Loose footy.
Zach Nitschke.
Oh, he could have given that handball on to James Neal and he didn't. I think he might regret that. Sometimes team footy's what it's all about. And Zach Nitschke could have poked that ball out easily to James Neal, who would have run into an open goal. Instead, another behind. Loxton 1-5-11, leading Loxton 1-2-8. Loxton North leading by 3 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. Ball comes out of half-back line, all the way around to the half-back flank, where the mark's taken by Bailey Bougen.
Bailey Bougen with the ball. Over the top, finds Caden Evans. Young Loxton Tiger. Just chips it along further. Finds Luke Salmon. Not gaining too many metres by each kick, but collectively it's adding up. Now it's found the coach, Nathan Brown.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball off the Panthers, though.
Left forward flank. Goes on his right.
Looking
drills
for
up
Eagle.
to the pocket. Good mark from Talon Eagle. 50 out.
Now, this is a better side, believe it or not, for him to have a shot for goal from. And we watched him kick a couple from down at Wakery 2 weeks ago, Lockie, from this angle. He kicked an absolute cracker on the boundary on this same forward pocket.
He'd have the journey here. Kilometre breeze that we've measured just before.
With the tricky wind behind him, normally you'd say kick at the furthest post and it'll come back in, but he might have to go for the post nearest him.
Yeah, kick shallow, let it drift.
Yeah, maybe.
Ball's on the way.
Oh, he's missed a lot.
I think
it's out of bounds on the full.
That's the commentator's curse if I've ever seen it. So no scoreboard attendant needed for that.
If he was a golfer, he has fair income slicer. He might have to move that top hand over and straighten himself up a little bit.
This is fiver in football for McDonald's Renmark.
Loxton North to bring the ball back into play from their back pocket club room side. Both sides missing good opportunities to goal.
Fiver in football for
Masood
McDonald's Renmark.
Akaso takes the mark at half-back from the kick-in. Looks up, but an absolute sea of players from both teams to look at. No real options. He'll have to come down the line here to the big fellas. And he does.
That's a big...
Oh, there we go. Brodie Rowlands. There we go. There's the mark of the day. Perhaps the mark of the year so far.
Put that in the book now. He's certainly won today. That's going to take some beating.
What a hanger that was, eh?
Brodie Rowlands. Remember where you were when you saw that? We might have to get onto air traffic control for that one. That was pretty high up. A 50-yard Talon Eagle, tap forward, finds Nathan Brown. Sorry, not Nathan Brown. Finds Harley Campbell.
Yeah, and he blazes away and blazes wide. Goes out of bounds on the full in the same pocket that Taylor Eagle did.
Too. That's the frustrating bit. If someone was telling him, Harley, run into the goals a bit more.
Yeah, Eagle to stand the mark.
So the Tigers having their fair chances here.
Well, both sides really, Lockie. I think Loxton North's probably just... They haven't settled in play. I mean, I go back to that last passage where Zach Nitschke kicked the point that could have so easily been a goal, and just with a handball.
20 minutes played. First quarter Riverland footy on 5RM for McDonald's Renmark.
And not just picking on the young fella, but I think the coach will have something to say about that at quarter time, about team play, looking up, lifting your eyes and using a bloke in a better spot.
Good call, Nobby. That's the good call of the day. Already. So a ball up, 75 out from Loxton's attacking goal on the scoreboard wing.
Can't be much time left in the quarter, Lockie. How we going?
I wouldn't have thought so.
3 minutes, I'm hearing.
So Loxton now still got time to take the lead going into the first break. They're doing their best.
One hand down after the footy's not the way to grab it, lad. Get both hands down and get your shoulders over it.
Umpire says my ball, hold it in. So we'll have a ball up.
Especially when you're up against your arch rivals, both sides have got to go hard and demand the football. De Prince gets his hand on it. Out of the pack comes, I reckon it's Caden Evans again, is it?
It is.
Gee, as he does some good work inside.
He's soon becoming one of our favourites, young Caden. Just a goer, you know, just has a crack.
He goes in for the hard ball. He's an inside mid, isn't he?
That's what they say. Yeah. That's the phrases these days, isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes when although he's got a little burst of pace out of the pack too if he needs to, so he's not doing it because he can't run. He's doing it because he knows how to do it.
So
absolutely,
Dylan Petch now brings it back in board for the Panthers, but umpire says
that'll be a boundary throw in. I think
must have just been marked just inside before it spilled out.
Maybe a 2-grab mark, one inside, one outside.
So a ball in the far wing here at Loxton North. 5RM football for McDonald's Renmark. There's Nitschke again, handballed, but no one's there. The Tigers look dangerous on the rebound. And now
Here
Scott
we go.
Lewis.
Scott Lewis again, the general. He gets it out. Panthers running with the footy. Ball falling short this time. Petch could not quite bring it in, or is it Neil?
That's Filkey.
Kai Filkey gets it out though.
There's Wagner.
And he looks up across the middle to find all on his own Josh Waldridge. Plays on straight away and drives it towards the goals, but drives it straight towards a Tiger defender who I reckon's Bailey Bowden. Looks up left foot.
Yeah, Waldridge tries to have a crack.
Kick.
Oh, great tackle.
Tell you what, that was holding the ball. Oh, no.
Sad Opes there. It was too. Viney Opes with the tackle. He's a bit big.
I thought James Bowden there took his opponent on and didn't really get rid of it. Viney Opes up, knocks the ball forward with a great big fist forward. And Neil onto it with a ton of pace, runs himself deep into the forward pocket, but goes back towards the goals. Cut out by Loxton in the goal square. Defensive mark. Quickly switched to the far side, and on they go. Chain of two kicks. Finds Brown on the far side, is it?
Will. Jesse Will. Up the line.
Lovely kick.
Good mark from Katsidis there.
Yep. Did they move the ball? Looked dangerous when they moved the ball that quickly, particularly in the back half. And this is where they start falling down across half forward.
So Katsidis just concedes a bit of ground and back to Will. Still on the far wing.
The other thing about the Loxton side is they're not prepared to give you the ball back. They'll hang on to it till something opens. And they're back to Katsidis over in front of the Worsties bar, the Lake Dean Worst bar.
They got a couple of speeds, Loxton's where you're getting at, Nobby. They can hold it up if they need to, but they've just given it up at half forward now. And there it is, quarter time.
Loxton North 1-5-11, leading Loxton 1-2-8 by 3 points here at quarter time at Panther Park.
On the Berry Better scoreboard. Some other games going on this afternoon. We'll get the updates from those very soon here at 5RM. This is 5RM Football. Trevor Scott, back to you in the Sideline View studio. The Panthers are 1-5-11 leading at Loxton, 1-2-8 on the Berry Better scoreboard at the moment. Nobby Norton, your thoughts so far?
Firstly, Lockie, goal kickers, one for each side. Jesse Will with the first goal and Tyler Wagner for Loxton North with a goal. Look, I thought missed opportunities from both sides, really. We saw some set shots go astray at Loxton side, mostly Talon Eagle, but we saw what he did the other week at Waikerie. He had a shocking first half and then started putting it on the board in the second half, so plenty of game left. And Loxton North, probably a couple of missed set shots by the big fella. Brock Viney Opes had a couple of set shots and also, a missed opportunity more than anything with a handball over the top. Look, better players for both sides. For Loxton North, I thought James Neal started well. Wagner's been a good presence up forward, as has Viney Opes. Joel Worsfold's been in everything in the middle. And Scott Lewis, the general, he's had a lot of possessions linking their defence with their attack. For Loxton, Luke Salmon started well. Nathan Brown's been amongst it. Harley Campbell, a couple of nice kicks forward. Jesse Will's been lively. Talon Eagle up forward's been a presence. And John Fisher's getting plenty of the ball. And might I mention Brodie Rollins, who gave us the highlight of the game so far?
Well, that would almost be the mark of the year so far. It certainly was one that got us up and about here in the commentary box here at 5RM Football.
Yep, so the key to this quarter is going to be, will Loxton put the score on the board going towards the primary school end that Loxton North couldn't and affect the game? I don't know, Lockie, but look, it's been a very close fought encounter to date. No definite victor here. Up it goes again. In goes Bastian, gets first hand on the ball, but Loxton coming clear with it. It's Caden Evans again, who I forgot to mention in my roundup. He started the game really well. Kicks it forward. Ball taken at half back by Josh Wooldridge, taking the mark. For Loxton North at half back. Looking up. No obvious way to go. He goes out, comes out to the defensive side of the ground, looking for Bastian, who's clear. Gets the handball forward. This time that went to Jared Buckley, who really wasted the footy there. He had a few yards free. Ball gets fumbled a bit in the back lines. Umpire will ball it up at centre half forward for Loxton. Look, Bastian really moved off the big fella to Prince and made his presence felt there. They could have made more of that, but look, it's good. In he goes again, Bastian. First hand on the footy, knocks it clear of the pack, but only to a Tiger.
So it is a free kick to Loxton North. That'll fall the way of Zach Nitschke.
Here's his chance to atone. I think he's in range.
45.
No, the ball going from Zach Nitschke across to number 18 for Loxton North.
Jonah Wooldridge. And up into the forward pocket. Unable to maintain possession. It's the Tigers that will bring this one back out, and they do so. Bring it up to the left back flank. It's Will, Inboard. Couple of wobbly old kicks. They're going the switch.
The switch is on this time out to
Shay Lange.
Is it? Yeah, Lange, who we probably didn't pick up much in the last quarter because he's on the far side of the ground, but he's had a few touches as well. Chips it to Salmon. He chips it backwards this time to I reckon that's Jesse Smith, isn't it, back there?
Kale Smith.
Kale Smith, sorry.
Yep.
G'day, Jesse. If you're around, you wouldn't quite be moving as quick as Kale.
If it was 2005 Tigers, you might have been right there. Yeah. Jesse, one of the great Tigers.
Yeah. Too true. And great Bombers too. Played in the Bombers premiership side.
You never know. We might even see him out here this afternoon. Who knows?
I'll see him every now and then at a cafe in Loxton having a coffee.
Yeah.
Up the ball goes.
I love it when we bring up old players. It's still, Masuda Castro's got the rockets on, but the umpire says bring it back.
Free kick to the Loxton Tigers here for hanging on. And that's looks like Nathan Brown's got that one. Chips it up. Finds a player all on his own out in the wing, who gets around his Loxton North defender and drives it long into attack towards third bite, but I think the third bite was over the boundary line, and that'll be a boundary throw in.
So it's still anyone's game, must be said. Scoreboard hasn't moved since quarter time.
Ball comes in to the big fellas. Up goes Carter Wright, gets first hand on it. That looks like Masuda Kase with the footy, comes clear to his teammate, but only to a Tiger defender sitting loose in the back play.
So Tigers with the ball at the far wing.
That's
it is
Lange
Shay
again.
Lange.
Yep.
So they're going the low range option right now.
This is Brown on the far side, looking up, looking for someone. He's normally a beautiful user of the ball, Nathan Brown. This time he goes long to a heap of Loxton North tall defenders, but they can't bring it in. And the Tigers are first to the ball loose. A wayward shot at goal, another one out in the full. So not only have Loxton kicked 1 goal, 2-8, but they've got about 3 out in the full, to trailing Loxton North 1-5-11 by 3 points on the Berry Better scoreboard.
That was Riley Walton there with that one.
Oh, what a turnover.
So the Tigers are having the crack here. They turn it on quickly to a contest. They all fly up. It's a dangerous ball. Loxton North, a couple of fumbles, but they managed to get a kick out there through Jasper Hutchinson. He finds Zach Nitschke. Zach Nitschke drills it along the ground, but it's going to get into Kai Filkey. Get onto that one. A couple of paddles forward.
Needs to pick it up.
On. He's got some help there.
Oh, good play by the Tigers. See, they were outnumbered. That Tiger defender was outnumbered 1-2, and he managed to come out with the footy. Send it out towards Shay Lange. Chips it up. Finds Salmon on the far side.
Luke's getting a few kicks this afternoon. Luke Salmon now wheels around, drills it inside 50 to a contest. Intercept mark from the Panthers.
Yeah, lovely play by the other Panther defender who got between his team.
Oh, Svomart had the kick. It hit the deck.
Play on it is. Play to advantage. Lewis comes clear with the ball and finds Viney Oates on centre wing. He looks up, moves it on straight away and gets Neil at half forward for Loxton North. He can't wait to get on with it. He gets on with it as quick as he can. Centres the ball across to Jared Buckley in the middle. He moves it on quickly by foot. Back to Neil, is it?
That's Filkey.
No, back to Kai Filkey. We'll have a shot for goal, I reckon, from about 40 metres out directly in front. These are the opportunities Loxton North have got to make a little bit more of.
Kicking to the town end at Loxton North.
Gee, he was a bit unlucky in the previous play forward here, Kai Filkey. If he could have got a hold of that footy, he was gone.
Oh, yeah, he thought about putting the Rockets on, but decided against it. So Kai Filkey directly in front.
Yeah, pretty close to the mark there, and I think that sort of affected his kick, and he squeezed it out to the forward pocket and didn't make the distance.
And Riley Walton there, I reckon, for the Tigers.
North get the ball but can't get clear. Handball comes back this time straight to his Loxton opponent. Loxton bring it clear on the half-back line, only as far as Jasper Hutchinson, who's playing quite well, Jasper. Centres the ball across, finds Vumard in the middle. He gets on with it to the far side to switch out to the forward flank. Finding...
I reckon that was Jonah Wooldridge.
Yeah, it was Jonah. It looks for
Akaso.
Yep. Gets around his player but can't get free with it.
There's a couple of players from each side that have got a couple of... It seems a couple of kilometre difference when they've put the Rockets on.
Both sides,
Akaso is one of them.
Both sides moving the ball side to side and not having an option to go long forward, which is a bit of a problem for both teams at the moment. Ball tries to come out of half-back, but Loxton North taking the mark. Is that Wooldridge again, Jonah?
It is, yep. They're screaming his name.
Yep.
So Jonah, inside 50, probably hurried the kick a little bit.
Here he goes. He got pace, this boy.
Small soccer out. Scott Lewis tries to run through the pack, holding the ball is the call.
Yeah, the experienced Scott Lewis overcooked that. First option, Scotty, he's got to go. Loxton bring the ball clear from defence, this time as far as Josh Marler at half-back for Tigers. He looks up, looking for an option, chips it across and finds Lange at half-back, probably just 15 metres away to pay the mark. He looks up in the middle and finds to Prince, all on his own at centre half-back. Drives the ball across and finds a teammate who gets straight on with it. I think that was Smith. He spun it before he could get it. Ball goes back out to the Panthers. They look up, trying to bring it back into attack. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw in right in front of the coach's box.
Yeah, James Bougen just before there for the Tigers. Number 14 getting a little bit of it now through the defence region. Bit of an unconventional kick, but managed to clear it out. So a ball in on the far wing. Falls the way of Loxton's hands, but it was smothered. They've still got possession just. Now it's Brown. Drills it inside 50. It's going to go just inside. Panther defenders working well as a team. They managed to clear it out. Back to where it came from. And Brown flies up, but he couldn't get any hands on it.
Through comes a Loxton North player. Gets his own crumb. Looks up, well, not a great kick to the forward line, but he did get it in quick enough to give his teammate a chance to get it forward.
That was Buckley.
That's Buckley. He's starting to, get a few touches at half forward and give him away forward. Oh, young Neil gets absolutely barreled there, but it's play on. Ball comes back to Kai Filkey, tries to break free. Took too long to get rid of it, and that'll be a free kick to Loxton, and it's play to advantage. Ball comes out to John Fisher at half back for Loxton. He looks up to the wing, and a great kick.
That is...
I can't see him. He's under my feet.
Campbell, I reckon.
Yeah, he's having a bit of an influence too. Harley, and another good kick forward. This time he finds Nicholas Katsakis. Ball gets on with the handball. Loxton player at the back. It's Caden Evans who runs onto the loose ball and kicks Loxton's second goal and takes Loxton to 2-2-14, leading Loxton North for the first time today, 1-5-11. And that's the first time the Tigers have hit the front other than kicking the first point of the game. Look, for me, Lockie, that is probably going to be the very better goal of the day, just for the passage of play that went all the way down. And we've been talking a bit about Caden Evans, about his hard work in and over the footy, but his hard work then was to run forward and be that man over the back.
Yeah, and you can see with Loxton, they're not phased about taking a bit of time when they need to. Those calculated small kicks around the place, they add up. So
I reckon the interesting thing I've observed, Lockie, is we got Brown on the far side and Campbell this side for Loxton, both providing a way forward around the wings, and they're such good kicks. Up it goes. Big fella's in. That's Carter right against Viney Opes, who gets his boot to the ball, kicks it forward, but it comes back from Loxton. This time back from Harley Campbell again, another touch from him. Drives it forward, but Sherpick from Loxton North chips in, handballs it across to Josh Wooldridge, who looks up and finds a teammate on the half-back flank.
That's Drake. So Drake now on half-back for Loxton North, kicks up.
Oh, lovely mark there from the big fella coming through, and that was
Wooldridge. Josh.
Yeah.
Josh gets it on boot, up to half forward. It's going to spill over and go out of bounds, and we'll get a ball in.
Went for his teammate, went for him quickly, even though he's outnumbered, and he managed to bring the ball to ground. And that'll be a boundary throw in at right half forward for Loxton North, who are trailing Loxton by 3 points here on the Berry Better scoreboard.
We've got just over 10.5 minutes played. Ball now back in, but we might be going back outboard in a minute.
Whoa.
Umpire says...
Holding the ball.
Righto.
Yeah, and so that's fair enough. So it'll be a Loxton free kick. They've been consistent with that, and you can't. You know the rules. If you get hold of it and get a few steps, you've got to get rid of it correctly. Ball goes down the wing. A pack of players. Ball punched out of bounds. That will be a boundary throw in front of the coach's box, right on centre wing, far side. How you going, Lockie? You got the 1060s out there having a look?
I've actually got the 8x25s today.
Okay.
5RM football for McDonald's, Renmark, and here's Drake, crumbs the pack for Loxton North. Look for Buckley. Buckley gets his hands on it again, inside 50. Get out in front of that, gives it a bit of space. Kai Filkey, can he put the rockets on? He was held without it. He's calling for a free kick. Umpire says, you're not getting one, Kai. And that's out of bounds.
Gee, Buckley starting to provide the Panthers with the way forward there at half forward. Not the most polished player, but hard at it and getting his hands on it a fair bit there. He's sort of straightened them up a little bit, but they're not getting any closer to the goals.
It's a 5RM football for
McDonald's, free kick here. This is a free kick.
So
yeah, went out of bounds off the boot.
Right.
So this is Filkey, runs around, tries the old hook shot, but hooks it through for a behind, which goes Loxton North 1-6-12, trailing Loxton 2-2-14 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
There was a side we called last week that were 1-6 for a long time of a game, Nobby.
Yes.
The reigning premiers.
And they ended up on the receiving end too.
Yeah.
Out of bounds, sorry, that wasn't even a point.
Wow.
Scoreboard correction, 1-5-11, trailing Loxton 2-2-14. Lovely mark taken in the pack there, this time by William Nitschke, I think. Yep, it is, for Loxton North.
Nitschke, yep.
And Nitschke will drive the Panthers back in. Umpire's called him on. He drives it towards the goal square. It's sort of a mongrel punt, bounces on the ground. A chaos ball, Lockie. No one able to get a handle on it, and that'll be a ball up 20 yards from the Loxton North goals, Loxton town end of the oval.
What's a yard to a metre in metric?
Oh, 3 inches short.
Right, okay.
How about that?
I was just trying to work that one out quickly.
Or 7.5 centimetres short.
Yeah, I know what you were saying there, but anyway, it was about 25 metres out, roughly speaking. There's someone screaming at the radio right now, going...
Here we go. Viney Oates takes the ball out of the pack, snaps it onto his boot, but it goes out into the far forward pocket, and it will go out without anyone touching it. It will be a free kick into Loxton right in front of the scoreboard.
Fiver in football for McDonald's Renmark and
They move it on.
barista-made McCafe blend.
Moves it on to half-back. It looks like that could be Smith-Cale with the ball out there in front of the scoreboard. Onto his left foot, goes short, finds Brown. Loxton coach, who squares it right up across the goal. He's had a shot at goal, almost.
Oh, dangerous. Good tackle from Meneghetti.
Yeah.
Tigers under pressure. They managed to clear it out. There's Hunter Westbrook rocking the zinc cream this afternoon.
Gee, they're not frightened to change sides of the oval. Masuda Kaso
for the Panthers gets underneath it, gets a handball out. Now Hutchinson on to William Nitschke, inside 50, but intercept mark from the Panthers. And that's Shay Lange. Tigers, sorry.
Look, I think the Panthers are having plenty of opportunity, but unfortunately the young fellas are just wasting the footy. If I'm Coach Dave Higgins at half-time, I'm saying, fellas, go direct and get it longer. Nice cut out there by Loxton North captain Cody Vumate in the centre of the ground. He makes the mark, looks up, short kick this time to Scott Lewis. He'll use the footy. Onto his left foot, looking for a teammate, and finds one. At half-forward, he finds Cooper Petch. Hard to recognise Cooper without the big hairdo that he used to sport.
Yeah.
He chips it across, barely 15 metres, and finds Masuda Kaso 40 metres out from the Loxton North goals. They're having plenty of chances, but not getting anywhere near the goals.
Oh, I reckon he's further than that.
You reckon?
He'll be kicking this from outside the 50 arc.
Okay. Don't buy any land off Nobby Norton.
It's a proper 50 here at Loxton North too. So
boom, gives it a rise into the forward lines.
Whoa!
Who was that? Meneghetti up?
They flew up. They did. That was Meneghetti. He's still getting off the ground now. Someone called the stretcher.
I'll tell you what, he makes a contested possession out of almost anyone's possession.
So a ball in, 15 around from the Panthers' goal. They trail by 3.
Bonnie Opes up in ruck, couldn't get it clear of the pack. Tigers come out with the ball. Looks like Lange comes out of the pack, goes to a teammate who takes a mark under pressure at half-back. Handball straight out.
It's John Fisher.
Yeah, he's picking up. He's almost worrying about him.
Talon Eagle.
Through it goes on the wing this time, down the wing to Loxton, who takes the mark at second, grab there at half forward.
It's Katsitas again.
Umpire said, come on, come back to your mark. He was trying to play. The umpires said, no, here's the mark.
Katsitas getting a bit of it this afternoon.
Yep, chips it short, finds a teammate who we can't see
That's
out there
Jesse
in the show.
Will. So Will with the ball, he's got it.
He'll have a shot at goal here.
He's backing himself. He's getting the crowd to move the deck chairs.
Yep.
So he's kicking from the left forward pocket. He'd be all of 45 around. This could go anywhere.
I don't think distance will be his problem here, Lockie. I think it'll be, can he find the big uprights? He likes it.
He gave himself a couple of metres, went to up the ground.
Ball comes out from Loxton North. They look up. Comes out towards Buckley again, having a bit of a presence this quarter. Chips it over towards Masuda Kaso. He's on his own. Drives it down the wing.
Get onto that, Meneghetti.
Almost. The umpire's paid it and then called him to play on. But he comes out with the footy. Shoots it back to Sean Nitschke. Back to Meneghetti. On his left foot. Couldn't quite get his boot on it. And it's been pinged for holding the ball. Geez, he didn't have it long.
So Meneghetti gave everything at it there to get underneath it. He had three-quarters of the
It was
mark.
incorrect disposal, I think, more than holding the ball decision.
So
Ball comes back in from Loxton towards... Whoa! Now there's a holding the ball. There's a hit back from Meneghetti, who goes back in and undoes his bad work. And the young fellow, I think it was Harley Campbell, he'll know he's been tackled.
It was Harley Campbell. He dodged one player, but he didn't see the other. And the Panthers have undone it again because they've been intercepted going inside 50 to Prince. Clears out to the back pocket and finds a teammate, scoreboard side.
I reckon Harley Campbell's still trying to gather his breath there. Lovely mark. Taken at half full. Loxton North, and up they get and plays on.
And that's Wagner.
Yep.
Plays on, wheels around, inside 50, goes long, straight to Loxton.
He didn't give his teammates long enough
And
to get
Harley
set.
Campbell has got an absolute paddock out here, but James Neal thinks twice about that. Masuda Caso, can he run onto something and make something out of this? The Panthers trail by 3.
Do you think the game's gone up a notch, Lockie, in the last minute and a half?
It has gone up a couple of pegs, that is for sure.
Yeah, 3 points of difference here. Loxton Tigers leading Loxton North by 2 points, actually. 2 minutes to go, they're 3 points in front in this quarter.
It's a close game, low scoring, but you wouldn't know it.
Tackling's been probably the feature of the game so far because the kicking forward hasn't been.
Bailey Bougen now, broadcast wing, tries to kick to space. Oh, Talon Eagle couldn't quite mark it. Now Loxton North try to clear it through the centre square.
Gee, hasn't he got some pace, this fella?
There's Neal. Yep. Wheels, turns back around, looks for Buckley.
Who's had a great quarter, Buckley. Chips it across.
Finds Filkey. Yep. Just holds station. He was held up by his Loxton opponent in Caden Evans.
Yeah, it's Petch at a half forward.
Petch
drives it forward, looking for.
Bit of a push out. Umpire says play on. Meneghetti dives on it. Goes for the handball. Umpire says my ball. We'll get a ball up. 45 out. Loxton North goal.
I'll tell you what, I reckon the lift in this quarter by Jared Buckley at half forward, he's probably been best on ground this quarter. That's Viney Oates. Gets one hand on it, gets the second, gets it across to Meneghetti. Oh, unfortunately, he goes to the goal square, and the only Loxton player sitting there, goalkeeping it. Shoots the ball back out towards.
That's Bailey Bougen.
Bailey Bougen again at halfback.
Yep, it is.
Looks up, boom, goes short. Couldn't be held. Worsfold back in. Handball out to.
Gets it to Cooper Petch.
Drives it back forward.
Loxton underneath. I tell you what, Loxton defenders know where the ball's going every time when Loxton North go on the attack.
Evans brings that one out towards. I reckon that's Jesse. A player running past. Looks up. Plenty of Loxton players there, but Loxton North cut them out. They shoot it across the middle this time. Buckley again, another possession. Goes short, finds Neal at half forward in the orange boots. Gets on with it as quick as he can. Shoots it out towards Masuda Caso at half forward flank in front of the scoreboard for Loxton North.
So Caso, he's got the ball 60 out, just holding it for a second.
Only 30 seconds to go. Only one team can score this quarter. It's Loxton North. They need a mark.
Inside 50, they hit the pack. Neal runs into goal, and there it is. The Panthers get there.
He's hit the post.
Oh, there you go.
Which takes it to 1 goal, 6-12. Loxton North trailing Loxton 2-2-14, and that will be the halftime score on the Berry Better scoreboard. With literally seconds left as Langy brings it back into play. Mark taken at half-back by Loxton, but there won't be enough time for either team to score, I don't think. Caso runs into a pack, gets caught for holding the ball. That'll be a free kick to Loxton at half-back, and that's half-time. Loxton 2-2-14, leading Loxton North. 2 points on the Berry Better scoreboard at half-time.
What a thrilling game of football we have here this afternoon. Absolutely love it. 5RM Riverland football for McDonald's at Renmark and the McCafe blend crafted by expert baristas just the way you like it. Trevor Scott's in the Sideline View studio keeping an eye on what's going on. Trevor Scott, back to you.
Whoa. But I'll tell you what, Renmark are a side that can finish pretty hard. So, yeah. I know it's good. It's good. I mean, it's good that these games are competitive. And we talk about competitive games of footy, Trevor. We got one here. It's a nail-biter. One guy, Loxton 2-2-14, leading Loxton North 1-6-12 on the Very Better scoreboard. That quarter, each team had one scoring shot at goal. Loxton for a goal, Loxton North for a point. So Loxton North were up by 3 points at quarter time and down by 2 at half. And the only two scoring shots were a point at one end and a goal at the other. And the point at, and the, yep. Look, Trevor, I'll tell you what, the Magpies have got a reasonable record there at Lakeside and are always a chance no matter where they sit on the premiership table, but both those sides are undefeated, Trev. So down there at Lakeside, you've got the two undefeated sides playing off, and what did you say, 2 points of difference at half-time? Right, and we've got a game here. We're 2 points of difference here at Loxton North as well, and just going through a bit of the stuff, guys. The goal scorers for Loxton, Jesse Will with one and Caden Evans with one, which is the actual on the podium for the Very Better goal of the day in that second quarter. For Loxton North, it's 1 goal to Tyler Wagner, kicked in the first quarter. But it's really a story of misses down here, Lockie, more than... and I'm not just talking Loxton North because they've kicked 1 goal 5. Loxton kicked 3 out in the full that quarter.
Yeah, it's...
in the first quarter, 3 out in the full. So they didn't get on the scoreboard, but they were 1-2 at quarter time, but 3 kicks out in the full. So it's a bit of a game of missed opportunities. Both sides moving the ball. Loxton in particular, happy to move the ball across ground and switch it or go backwards and hold on to it, but struggling to get past half forward. Loxton North getting through half forward, but wasting the opportunities when they do get in the forward lines.
Yeah, and a lot of burnt energy for no reward. Both teams are running a lot and driving the ball long and not getting anything to show from it, Nobby.
Yep, just going through some of the better players for both sides. In no particular order, I thought Brock Salmon started pretty well. Luke Salmon started pretty well. Harley Campbell had a bit of the ball that quarter again, suffered a pretty heavy tackle from Scott Meneghetti, but bounced up the young fella and moved on. Carl Smith had a bit of ball that quarter. Jesse Will, the skipper's been good. Shay Lange, a little bit of it. Caden Evans, fantastic use of the footy in and under. I thought Bailey Bougen and John Fisher did a little bit with the ball for Loxton. John Fisher's probably has had 2 good quarters. For Loxton North, Masuda Carso, a little bit of it that quarter. Zach Nitschke got a bit of it. Kai Filkey was dangerous. Cody Vumard solid at half back. James Neal lightning quick on his feet, but hit the post with his last shot at goal towards the end of that second quarter, which could have put them in front. Jonah Wooldridge, a little bit of the footy. Joel Worsfold's been hard in and under. Brock Viney Opes, good in ruck in the first quarter. A little bit quiet that quarter. I thought Jared Buckley was probably the best player on the ground that quarter. He gave Loxton North an avenue forward at centre half forward. And Scott Lewis has had a solid half of football. The general, he's used the ball well and linked up with both ends of the ground for the Panthers. But no, absolutely outstanding performer there, Lockie, but a lot of good contributors for both sides.
Yeah, and Scott Lewis would be the oldest player in that Loxton North side by some years today, just quietly.
Oh, so you're putting him to pasture already, are you?
No, I'm just saying the wily veteran, there's still a bit of petrol left in the tank.
The wily veteran.
He's good to go.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to work out who the next one down would be actually there in that Panther side today.
Probably Scott Meneghetti, I'm thinking.
Yeah, Scott Meneghetti, yeah, but outside those two, I reckon most of this side would be, under 25.
I hope he doesn't knock himself around too much today because he's cooking Mother's Day lunch for us all at his place tomorrow.
That won't be his problem if he can't do it, can it?
Well, it'll mean I'll end up with the tongs. I'll end up with the tongs if he doesn't do it.
Just a quick one then, Nobby. How does either team win this one?
Well, I think the first side to actually use the ball with some efficiency going forward could break this game apart, or else it'll be an arm wrestle all the way to the end.
You've heard it. Efficiency, time in motion studies. Let's get it underway here at Loxton North this afternoon. Umpire about to throw this one up in the air and get this quarter underway. The sun is about at the tricky angle here at the commentary box at Loxton North. We love the autumn sun here, but here it is. Siren underway, back into the middle it goes. Good tap from De Prince, but it finds Worsfold for Loxton North, who turns around, kicks up forward. Oh, this missed both players, clean bowled. Shay Lange for the Tigers, gets it to Fisher. Fisher drives wide and finds a teammate who turns around and kicks it, pushes wide.
That was young Westbrook driving that ball out onto the wing.
Finds Will.
I reckon it might be Brown, I reckon.
Yep, number 8.
He's pretty much played out there the whole game, Lockie, Nathan Brown.
The Brown up to the right half forward flank. Loose footy.
The Loxton coach trying to quarterback his side off centre wing. And if it sounds... we've seen him at Wakery try to do off half back, and I think he got too far back. Now he's moved himself up around the middle. Someone down here, taking a bit of time to get up.
Just having a look there. I reckon that might be Jesse Will.
Looks like someone in white shorts, so it's a Tiger player.
Umpire's called a yellow card here. That's a yellow card to Bastian.
Looks like the ruckman, yeah.
Yeah, Liam Bastian for Loxton North. So
and
Jesse Will's got the free kick.
Plus a little bit of meterage to go with it. 2 by 25, I think.
Well, if this game didn't have enough spice in it already, you've just added a whole bucket of paprika.
Yeah, and here we go with Will with a really decent opportunity to kick a goal here. And he's already kicked one going that way, and we know he has a good record here at Panther Park. Has kicked 5 in the final. So
Jesse Will, can he get the Tigers' margin out even further? Kicking to the town end.
Gives it a ride.
45-degree angle. Looks good off the boots. No. Minus score.
Umpire looking into the sun, but could still see that it travelled wide of the goals for a point, taking Loxton to 2-3-15, leading Loxton North 1-6-12 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Takes that lead out to a massive 3 points. Ball comes back into play. This time comes to, I reckon, is this Joel Worsfold? No, he's moving out here. Michael Scott looks up, comes down the line. Looking for Nitschke, but the ball's punched free by his Tiger defender. Back in it comes.
Still in ball. It was
umpire played the advantage, but then the player stopped when he heard the whistle, and so there was no advantage. So now the umpire's going to ball it up.
So a ball up on broadcast wing. Both ruckmen just pushed themselves out the way. Then it found its hands into
I'm confused.
De Prince.
I think the umpire's confused. And here we go again, another ball up.
Right, I don't know what's going on either. Ball up it is. De Prince and Viney Opes shepherded each other out of the contest again. And umpire says we'll ball it up again.
I think the umpire said there will be no free kicks. It's all about me. I'm going to keep throwing it up.
Third man up's alive and well. Lewis does the ruck work. Filkey trying to paddle it along, but it's Brown for the Tigers. It gets it off the deck. Finds a teammate of Rothie.
Nice mark by Hutchinson at half-back.
Intercepts. Nobby Norton.
Yep, nice mark by Hutchinson at half-back. See Brown, how clean he was with the footy there for Loxton, how he drove it forward. That ball coming out of defence from Loxton, from Michael Scott, who looked up. I think he's found young Zach Nitschke on the wing. He drives it in, and Brock Viney Opes, I reckon he pulled that mark down, but it hasn't been paid.
Umpire says my ball, so a ball up, 35-40 out from Loxton North's attacking end. They need something soon. De Prince gets a hand on it for Loxton. Sock it out. And Mark paid.
At fullback, 20 metres out from the Loxton North goals. Gee, I tell you what.
Hale Smith.
I tell you what, there's another 50 metres here, but I'm watching this. This umpire is struggling to get a handle on the game, and he's making both teams pay. I don't normally have a crack, but he's lost the control of the game, this young fella. And he's...
well, I'm not sure if maybe it's him or maybe it's the 3 umpire model, Nobby. That's just my theory on that.
Yeah,
but
anyway, could be right. You could be right.
Anyway, ball in, still up towards Loxton's attacking end on the left forward flank. And umpire says my ball. Yeah, I've never been a fan of the 3 umpire model. I'm sure someone can tell me why it's better. But
well, this umpire seems to be umpiring the whole game at the moment.
But I don't know if it is Nobby.
It is, Lockie. Let me tell you. Both the other umpires are moving out of the way each end, and this guy's trying to do the whole thing, and it's... Yeah. Anyway, on it goes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble this week, Nobby.
Yeah, well, you got to call it as you see it, mate. That's it. It's not favouring any side. Here we go. Now we go. Back into it. Mark taking it half forward. This time by
That is Bowden, but Riley Walton.
I thought it was, but he's got a different number on as well.
Riley Walton
6
for Loxton inside the attacking
a mark.
50. Roved off the deck. I reckon that was Campbell. Kicked it up to forward pocket. Got Salmon running onto it, but the boundary line has beaten him. So a ball in? No, kick to Loxton.
Yeah,
North.
Masuda Kase brings the ball in. I reckon he's found Hutchinson out that side again, has he? Looks up. That might be Michael Scott. Drives the ball forward towards his teammate. 2-on-1 out there to Loxton North, but they can't get clear. That'll be a boundary throw in.
Jonah Wooldridge there, one of the young chargers this afternoon. Doing all right. 5 in football for McDonald's at Renmark, and the McCafe blend. It's blended by expert baristas, just the way you like it.
Yep. Ball comes clear towards a Loxton player. I thought might have been clipped a little bit high there, but the ump says, I'll have it, fellas, and he's going to ball it up.
Ball up it is. Taps in board, doesn't go too far. Meneghetti muscles his way through the pack, out to Neil. He's got a couple of metres. Loxton North's attacking forward, inside there attacking 50. Wheels round and he's going to get the second bite at it. Kai Filkey drops the mark, kicks it anyway, and he's kicked the Panthers' second goal of the game in the 6th minute of the third quarter.
Which takes the score to Loxton North back into the lead. 2-7-19, leading Loxton 2-3-15 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Look, I think Kai had that spent before he didn't mark it. But the good thing about it was I think even if he'd marked it, I'd be hoping he'd play on anyway. And he had to play on, and he kicked the easiest of goals once he got a handle on it.
So the Panthers now back with the lead, the first time they've done so since the early part of the first quarter.
One thing to note about that play is the field had opened up a little bit and they went straight down the middle. Loxton looking to do the same thing. I think, guys, this game is about to open up.
Erupt, you reckon?
Or open up in terms of play. I think this going across field stuff is, they've decided to shelve it. Let's go at the goals, fellas, each end. Up go the ruckman to Prince against Viney Oates. Viney Oates' hand on it, but to his Loxton opponent, Harley Campbell comes out of the middle, drives the ball forward for Loxton. Loxton players all over it, but North in defence, holding it up at the moment, and that'll be a ball up about 30 metres out from the Loxton goal. Loxton goal going towards the town.
So Katsitas now in the ruck for Loxton. Good work from Judge Sherpick from Loxton North. Still a loose footy out the side. No one really wants to pick this one up.
Loxton coach Brown in the vicinity. Watch for him. If he gets it, it'll be a clean handling and a good kick.
So a ball up on the left forward flank for Loxton. Katsitas tried to tap to the boundary line, but Scott Lewis through the pack.
The general
tucks it under his arm and kicks in board.
What a beautiful kick there. Finds Buckley at half back for Loxton. Handballs on back to Lewis, who lifts his eyes, goes towards
Meneghetti, the target,
couldn't quite bring it in, but holds the possession over the ball, gets a nice handball out, frees Buckley.
To Neil, and that's minus score.
Gee, that's a couple of bad misses this game by Neil. I think he could have run a lot further with that footy. He's got the pace. All he needed to do was touch it down and get going.
2-7-19 plays Loxton, 2-3-15 on the Berry Better scoreboard.
Ball comes back into Romeo from Loxton, who looks out wide and finds Caden Evans on the wing, goes onto his left foot for Loxton, driving it forward. Out of the back lines comes Loxton North. Not such a great kick, but handled beautifully by Lewis there. Looks up, but the ball goes back to Caden Evans from Loxton from a miss kick. He looks up. Finds a teammate, John Fisher, who takes a mark almost out of his reach. Fisher and Lewis opposing each other, both doing good things for their teams. Fisher drives it forward towards Talon Eagle, who gets it back off the pack, drives it forward on his left foot towards goals. Out comes the Loxton fullback in Max Schinkel and carries the ball with a fist over the boundary line in the forward pocket for Loxton.
Had Nathan Brown up forward now for Loxton, the Loxton coach.
Yeah, dangerous player, Brown, no matter where he is on the oval, because he uses the ball so well.
So a ball in, 25 around from Loxton's goal. They try to shark the pack, and we're going to go over the line again, I reckon, here. We do too.
No, ball up inside, I think, Lockie just.
Oh, yep. Umpire says I'm going to ball it up.
Up it goes. Ruckman into the hit out. Loxton North get the tap out, but everyone on the pack stacks on the mill. Free kick to Loxton North. in the back.
So Michael Scott with the free. Is he going to go the switch or not?
Scott manning up on Nathan Brown when Nathan Brown's up forward. He'll bring it down the line towards Meneghetti. Can't get his hands up for it, but makes space for his teammates. That ball going to ground. Umpire will come in and ball it up again at half-back for Loxton.
I reckon Michael Scott wouldn't be scared in telling Brownie that he could be playing for the Panthers if he wanted to. Former Panther premiership player.
Yep.
Ball up it is. Worsfold. He was tackled over the boundary line, and that'll be a ball in. Oh, he's a bit of a scuffle. Here we go. There's that paprika going into the blend, Nobby.
So the fuse is alight, is it, Lockie?
Oh, yeah.
Someone's lit the fuse.
That yellow card before might have just been the catalyst. Anyway, ball in it is.
Viney Oates in ruck against the Prince, neither getting a clear hit out. Ball coming towards Loxton North, smothered off the boot. That will be a boundary throw in at half-back flank for Loxton, going towards half-forward flank for Loxton, going towards the town end.
This is five-room football for McDonald's Renmark and the McCafe blend.
A little bit of push and shove off the ball from both sides. This time Harley Campbell getting a bit of niggle from Dylan Petch, but Scott Lewis comes out of the ball in, looking for Viney Oates, who's under the footy. This time a lovely bit of handling, and off goes
Neil over the painted 50.
Another
Nobby,
50.
Can he run
Second
in from
bounce,
here?
third bounce. Kicks the goal straight over the goal umpire's head. Gee whiz, what a burst of speed that young fella had. 3 bounces. That now just overtakes Caden Evans' goal in the second quarter, which was the reigning goal of the day. That has now become the goal of the day to James Neal, who took the game apart. But it was a good ball handling at half forward that got him free. North starting to attack down the middle of the ground, Lockie, and paying dividends.
I know you're doing the 3-2-1. Is going to be in the contention this afternoon.
Thanks for the hand there, Lockie.
I think this has been one of his better performances for the Panthers since his return.
Yeah, he's certainly been, his possessions have been very, very meaningful for the Panther lineup. But hey, not much in the game still.
No, 10 points the margin now. The Panthers lead. This is the
Worsfold out to that very player, Scott Lewis, who lifts his head and looks for Viney Oates on a long lead. Couldn't quite bring it in. Free, but never mind, it was there. And that free kick will go to Brodie Rollins at half-back for Loxton. Both those big fellas, young big fellas, having a good contest.
I think Brodie knew when to roll over then.
No, he's...
but I like it.
For a young bloke, he's quite experienced. Oh, he overcooked the kick nearly, but Lange was able to pull it in one-handed. That true centre half-back. Looks up, chips it short again. This time finds Walton. Goes onto his right foot. Finds Fisher working back into the back lines for Loxton. He takes the mark at half-back. Short kick again. Back to James Bougen. Yeah, Loxton don't mind chipping it around to bring the Loxton North boys forward. Salmon, he's off, but I don't reckon he's going to get around him. But he got the ball back to James Bougen. Drives Loxton forward, but only as far as the Panther half-backs. Ball comes loose. Loxton North with the footy. Petch with it, looks up, looks across. Oh, intercepted by Fisher from Loxton. No, not Fisher.
That's
sorry,
Rothy.
It was Rothy.
Finds Ross Romeo. The
lovely kick forward
wing.
to his teammate.
Yeah, great start. Bit of
Is
passage
that
of play.
Jesse Will there? Is that at half forward? No, it's Talon Eagle. Moves onto his left leg, looks up in the middle. Great football, and finds Salmon, who plays on straight away for Loxton. Shoots it across to a teammate who will have a shot at goal.
I reckon that's Bailey Bougen.
Yeah, he's nearly 50 out.
It is too.
But he fancies his chances here. But in this Loxton lineup, you have got to fill the spaces. There's a lot of spaces there for players to move into, and they don't mind using the ball short. Bougen with a shot at goal. Loxton trailing by 10 points here, and he hooks that one way off to the right.
Nearly stayed in board, but it's out of bounds. So
boundary throw in right by the point post in the scoreboard pocket, Lockie.
This is five-run football for McDonald's Renmark. 14.5 minutes played. Third quarter ball in. No one really able to get the advantage. Loxton managed to pick it up off the deck. Couple of hard tackles. Umpire says holding on, and that's
after
a free
he got
kick
rid of
to
it,
the Tigers. And that is Fisher.
John Fisher, who's probably been one of their better performers. Now he gets a shot at goal and a chance to narrow this 10-point margin. Loxton North leading 3-7-25 to Loxton 2-3-15 on the very better scoreboard.
You'd
normally a pretty good kick.
You'd say this is better than a 50% chance.
Yep.
Don't want to say any more than that.
He is known to kick the odd mongrel punt, but I don't think from here he will. Looks good. He likes it.
Straight as an arrow.
The umpire likes it. That's a goal to John Fisher, which takes Loxton to 3-3. What's that? 3? Is it right?
3-3-21.
Trailing Loxton 3-7-25. Loxton North 3-7-25 by 4 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. Game opened up a little bit, but still tight on the scoreboard. Opened up in play, but tight on the scoreboard.
15 and a half minutes gone. Third quarter Riverland footy on 5RM for McDonald's Renmark and the quality McCafe blend. It's crafted by expert baristas just the way you like it. Back to the centre it is. So Loxton North managed to get out to a 10-point margin.
Clumsy tackle on Fisher. They'd already tackled him and he got rid of it and hung on too long. In the middle. Ball comes out to the ruck. Brown's put himself in the middle. This time the ball comes loose to Will, who drives it forward. So they got their A-team in the middle. First to the ball, Hutchinson. Having not a bad game across halfback, the young fella.
Sherpig's in there as well. Panthers.
Sudakaso comes through from Loxton North and finds James Neal with a unexpected kick, but hit him on the chest.
So Neal with the ball just on the
Has
corner
to go.
of the centre square, drives it long to the top of the 50 arc. It's not going to be marked. Smith for Loxton manages to find Rothy, who was tackled but manages to shake it.
How far did he run?
And then kicks it up to the far wing and finds a teammate.
14 and a half metres he ran and then kicked it.
Up to the right forward flank, wobbling out of bounds, it goes, and Liam Bastian just guides that one over. He's now back on the field.
You can see the change in instruction to the Panthers at half-time. They are now driving down the middle, looking for their big blokes. That one didn't quite make it, but they are going straight down the middle of the ground. Loxton have adjusted a little bit as well.
So a ball in, 75 around from Loxton's goal. It's Bastian in the ruck for Loxton North, gets a hand on it. Finds Zach Nitschke back inboard to Akaso. He's under pressure. He was tackled high. Umpire says play on advantage. Up now to half forward. To Loxton North holding this one in. Buckley.
Not a bad passage of play there from Buckley because he was outnumbered, got the ball to ground, held his opponent and held for the ball up. Now another stoppage in the Loxton North half forward line.
So a ball up, 55 out from Loxton North's goal. Shay Lange with the ball, just holds it in, and we'll get another ball up.
Yeah, one of those things where the Loxton North player grabbed his arm as he grabbed the ball with the other. So fair enough, good call.
Good tap from Viney Opes, inboard to Akaso. He had no prior, and umpire says my ball.
Yeah, mowed down with a very good tackle around his hips. You know that, Lockie, when you tackle, the belly button never moves. If you aim at the belly button, you always get it.
Expert comments, thanks to 5rm.com news.
I often wonder watching AFL why they can't tackle, because if you just look at that belly button, it never goes anywhere. So wrap your arms around
ball up inside North, attacking 50. Nitschke tried to kick it when he was getting tackled. Viney Opes does the don't argue.
Play on.
A mongrel kick in the air. North now with the footy on their attacking 50 arc. Michael Scott gets a little bit of time, manages to kick inside 50, finds Akaso, not marked. Will got a hand in there for Loxton. Kicks up to half-back, but now it's going to go on the rebound through Nitschke. Inside the attacking 50. Meneghetti dives on it. Still a loose footy. He was tackled a bit high around the head, but umpire says my ball.
Yeah, good contest there at half-forward by Meneghetti. Held the ball into half-forward. Almost dragged it back in under him, but the player jumped on him, so fair enough. Ball up. Viney Opes against Carter right there. Ball comes out to Neal on his left foot.
Wobbled over for a
touch
behind.
Through for a point. So that will be take Loxton North to 3-8-26, leading Loxton 3-3-21 on the very better scoreboard. A 5-point advantage to the Panthers. Ball comes out. 4 minutes to go this quarter. Ball comes out to Loxton. Finds Riley Walton at halfback. He looks up. Chips short again. This time to John Fisher, covering plenty of ground, getting lots of touches. Almost front on there against the Panther player, but through goes Vumard. Tackled to the ground will be a ball up.
He was trying to pick it up and sort of dived on it at the same time and ended up getting on top of it. So a ball up.
Umpire's prepared to let the play go on a bit here, which is not such a bad thing.
Good tap
Fisher
from
again,
Loxton.
gets it out, this time to Brown. Looks up on his left foot, will use it. No, he overshoots Eagle, but he's first back on it, the big fella. Has a go with his left foot off the ground, but could only kick a behind. Takes Loxton to 3-4-22, trailing Loxton North a 3-8. 26 by 4 points here on the Berry Better scoreboard, which sets up for a heck of a last quarter. This time the ball comes in from the kick-in, finds Scott Lewis at half-back for Loxton North. He looks up.
Fiver in football from McDonald's Renmark. Scott at half-back.
Yeah. He's had a fair
Kicks
bit
left.
of it too, Michael Scott. He's done his bit. Ball shoots out to the wing. Loxton North player all on his own out there. Looks up and finds Viney Opes on a lead.
That is Buckley.
Buckley. He's had a great second and third quarter.
Buckley kicks inside 50, but once again the Tigers get their hands
With
on it
numbers,
first.
Brown again does a couple of 360s, looks up and finds Walton out on the half-back flank. Never wastes the ball, Nathan Brown.
Back into traffic, looks up and finds Salmon on the broadcast back flank.
Gee, they're prepared to run to get it, Loxton. This one into Fisher in the middle. He looks up, finds Lange. He's drifted forward. No, not Lange. It's Hunter Westbrook. He's had a fair game, Hunter Westbrook. Looks up.
Drives it wide. It's a loose footy again, and the Panthers are going to get their
Back to
hands on
Michael
it.
Scott. Gets the footy.
Worsfold was
down.
tackled without
Play
the
on,
ball.
played the advantage to the Tigers. Salmon runs towards goals, looks up at Eagle. Nice spoil there from Max Schenkel, yeah, and comes back, butters up and regains the footy too. That'll be a ball up at half-back. Good work by Max Schenkel. That was almost going to be a lay-down misère there to Talon Eagle, but he made the yards up, got his hand in there, spoiled it and regained it. Up goes in the forward pocket.
Great bit of play there from Max Schenkel. So Masutakaso got a handball off the deck. Umpire says, no, you didn't. That's holding the ball. So Loxton with a free. Brock Salmon now. He's got it 60 out. Wastes no time inside 50 and
That's
finds
Ross Romeo, is it?
Finds Luke Salmon.
Luke Salmon. Salmon to Salmon.
Yep, Brock to Luke. So Luke Salmon now with the ball. He's got it.
Important kick at goal here for the Tigers.
He's kicking from all of 50.
He's probably in the best spot on the ground to be shooting to that end, though.
Not much breeze to speak of. What's this one? A trail by 4. Geez, it looks good off the boot.
Looks good.
It's coming back.
Yep, that's a goal to Luke Salmon.
And the Tigers are back in front.
They've kicked the last 2 goals to regain the lead. The Tigers, after North started really well in this quarter with only a minute left. The score is back to almost the half-time margin, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 points the margin.
Yeah. 2 points, Lockie. They've narrowed it by 8 points. It's hard to read.
3-8-26 to 3-5-23. That's what you've got.
Yeah, sorry. 28 plays 3-8-26. It's hard to see over there, isn't it? Especially the 4s. They look like 6s.
Well,
anyway.
Well, I've only got 3 goals for Loxton North.
Ball comes back to the middle.
We'll get our score checker to sort this one out.
Yeah, it is 3-8.
Yeah.
Yep. 3-8-26. Yep. Up it goes. Up it goes. Out it comes. This time to Neil for Loxton North at half forward. Turns around onto the left foot. Looking for a teammate, but Smith in the way for Loxton. Umpire blows the whistle quickly. You can see it wasn't coming for it. It'll be a ball up at half forward for Loxton with less than a minute to go. Can they get on the scoreboard and get the lead back?
Yeah, 24 minutes played. Third quarter Riverland footy on 5RM. Still in Loxton North attacking 50, but now it's not.
It's Walton coming clear for Loxton. Ball goes forward to Prince, takes the mark, tackled, put the ball down, but the umpire said, that's okay, I'm going to ball it up. Looked to me like he might not have disposed of that correctly, but...
Gearing up for a big fourth quarter here at 5RM football this afternoon.
2 points the difference here. Tigers in front on the Berry Better scoreboard. Ball comes out of the pack. Loxton drive it forward, but only as far as Loxton North defender. He gets his hand on it, shoots the ball across Masuda Kase with only seconds left in the quarter. Shoots it across again, switches it out to Michael Scott, who's on the run, but too far from goal to score.
There it is. It is a very close game at Loxton North. Just 4 points the margin as we approach we're now at three-quarter time. A big fourth quarter to come. Cannot wait. And some other big games happening this afternoon as well. We could be on for some big results this afternoon in round 3. Yes, thank you, Trevor Scott, doing a fine job as always in the Sideline View studio. What a great game of footy we are at this afternoon. The Proud Cup. Nobby Norton's alongside me. Nobby, we've seen a thrilling third quarter, and this game really has had it all.
Yeah, 2 goals, 2 apiece that quarter. Loxton North gaining the upper hand early with the first 2. Loxton Tigers answering with 2 from midfielders. One from John Fisher, one from Luke Salmon. The Loxton North goals were from their small forwards, Kai Filkey and James Neal, with currently the ruling goal of the day after 3 to 4 bounces in the third quarter and kicking the goal. Goal scorers for both sides, singles all round. For Loxton Tigers, Will Salmon, Caden Evans and John Fisher each a goal. For Loxton North, Tyler Wagner, James Neal and Kai Filkey each with a goal. Look, 2 points of difference, same margin it was at half-time. Who's going to win it, Lockie?
I don't know. Home deck. Do you go with the advantage? Loxton probably had the advantage in that second part of that third quarter.
Look, I'm thinking that a coach like Nathan Brown could be the difference here.
Ball up it is. Fourth quarter is underway. Good tap from Loxton North, but it's Jesse Will, the captain of the Loxton Tigers, that picks it up first. Drives it inside, up to half forward, but it was intercepted from Hutchinson from Loxton North. He goes inboard and finds Acaso. Acaso bombs it wider. Looking for a teammate. It's a big high kick. Spills forward. Viney Obst.
Handball over the top.
To Wooldridge.
Gets it on.
Yeah, Loxton North still trying to push this one forward.
Tigers getting players to the fall of the ball, and Panthers working hard to keep it in their forward line.
28 plays 26 on the Berry Bennett scoreboard.
Yep. Look, it might just be a game of moments, Lockie. Whoever takes their moments.
Both sides have had a few of those so far. Loxton North on their attacking 50, but it's going to be driven out by Loxton. They take it up the far wing, inboard a little
Hutchinson
bit.
again comes in. Look, the young fella went for the mark. Probably should have punched it, but he's had such a good game. He backed himself in to take it. This time the ball comes loose at half back, but Loxton equal to the task. Get forward, drive it forward.
Intercept from Loxton North. They got a few players with a few metres of space. Michael Scott off half back. He's played a pretty good game today. Looks up for a teammate in Meneghetti. He had to turn back on it. He overcooked it slightly. Now it's Loxton, broadcast wing. Great work from Romeo. He was tackled after. That's downfield every day of the week.
Undisciplined play there by the Panthers. Early times yet in the quarter, but I can't help but feel at the start of this quarter that Loxton are getting numbers to the fall of the ball. Are they going to finish better?
Tregeagle bombs it to the centre of the 50. Loxton North desperately trying to clear this one out. Still a loose ball.
Two players on the Panther and Loxton get the ball back.
So we'll get the minor score.
First score of the last quarter, a point to Loxton takes them to 4-5-29, leading Loxton North 3-8-26 by 3 points on the Berry Better scoreboard. Pretty tough to see that over in that pocket, isn't it?
Every day I think to myself, I really should have brought the window cleaner to Loxton North, but we left it at the studio. That'll be next time.
North with the ball along centre wing, drive it forward, this time with the run of it. Takes a bounce, slows down.
Viney Opes, Nobby, your relation.
And
he slots it.
Will he get another shot? He was flattened after he kicked the goal. Will he get another one? No, it's not the AFL, it's country footy.
So that takes Loxton North back in the lead by 3. 32 plays 29. First goal of the fourth quarter goes to Viney Opes from Loxton North.
Look, great passage of play from the young big fella. Took him on, got onto the loose ball, ran on with it, took a bounce, and made sure he kicked the goal. Look, that tightens things up a little, doesn't it?
Another lead change. We've had 4 this afternoon so far.
Yeah, it's great movement of the ball down the centre wing by the Panthers. They got on with it straight away. I mean, we couldn't see who was involved, but gee whiz, they ran. Here's me thinking the Tigers were finishing better because they were getting more numbers to the ball, but gee, once the Panthers got it out there and got it moving, they were all over it. Viney Opes into the middle now against De Prince. Up he goes, first hand on the ball, the big fella knocks it out. Through goes Joel Masuda Kaso, couldn't quite get clear. Umpire's going to penalise him for that.
Holding the ball, he didn't have long to get rid of it.
Well, it was sitting on him and he was laying on his back. Yeah, you needed to push it out, yeah. Ball comes up, Fisher again. Gee, he's been probably nearly the Tigers' best player. Maybe the best player on ground. Ball comes forward this time, Eagle on a lead for Loxton, takes the mark. All of 50 metres out on his left foot. Gee whiz, Lockie. We saw him do this at Waikerie 2 weeks ago in the last quarter where he kicked a couple of clutch goals for the Tigers to get them back within 2 goals at that stage and back in the game. Will he kick this to get them back in front?
This will be 50 plus GST.
So you reckon it drops just short? Who's short of the goals then? Geez, giving it a ride. It's up there. It's distance. It's through.
And the Tigers snatch the lead back. They lead by 3. Another lead change. This is 5RM football for McDonald's Renmark, and what a thrilling game of footy we have.
I've seen this movie before down at Waikerie the other day. He seems to be so relaxed when he gets further out. He just puts his boot through the ball. It was a nice lead, nice mark, and a good finish.
Well, you've almost got nothing to lose kicking from those big distances. It's a mindset thing. If you're 35 out, you're probably expected to kick it every time.
So here we are at Loxton North Oval watching the young big fellas do the damage. Brock Viney Oaks one end, Talon Eagle the other. Lead changing both times. Who's going to finish in front?
5 minutes gone. Fourth quarter Riverland footy on 5 from McDonald's Renmark. The sun setting on a sunbathed Loxton North Oval.
Viney Oaks hand on the ball first, but Suttakaso almost took it away there from
Lewis to
out to Worsfold. Ball goes forward, finds James Neal.
Right, the action man himself for Loxton North this year.
He's pointed. He's put his hand up Babe Ruth style and said, I'm hitting a homer here.
He's kicking to the town end.
Yep. Game has slowed a bit in terms of ball movement once they've taken marks in the forward line. Both teams looking to make their set shots count. He's had a fair game, James. He's hit the post, he's kicked the goal, lines up again, goes long. This one's not going to make it. It's a mongrel punt and it's through for a behind, which takes Loxton North to 4-9-33, trailing Loxton Tigers 5-5-35 on the Berry Better scoreboard here at Loxton North Oval.
Another behind for the Panthers. As you say, it's about the team that takes the opportunities the most. Loxton, a dangerous kick back in board. Intercept. They're going to get another shot on goal here. Great mark from Scott Meneghetti.
Gee, it's only just inside his range. 25 metres out.
The wily veteran himself.
On his left foot.
So, great mindset to go on the attack to intercept mark that one. Has a shot. Ball's on the way.
Distance, no problem. Accuracy, no problem. Through the middle it goes. And the veteran puts Loxton North back in front here at Panther Park. That's a goal from nothing, isn't it?
Another lead change. And Scott Meneghetti says, James Neal, you might be quicker than me, but that's how you kick a goal.
Yep. On his left foot. Perfect range.
I like it.
Yep.
I got a bit excited then and spilt my tea.
30 metres out on his left foot. Perfect angle. Look, that 5-8-38. 5-9-39, sorry. It's a bit hard to read across there.
I've got the scoreboard here, Nobby. You don't have to look that far.
Leading Loxton 5. Full less than a goal in it. Lead changes again.
It's been a big afternoon of footy on 5RM. 7.5 minutes played. Back to the middle it goes.
Up goes Viney Oates. First hand on the football. Can't get it out of the middle, Joel Worsfold. Tries again. In go the Loxton players. Gee whiz, it's cranked a notch. Push in the back. Free kick for Loxton. Meneghetti driving his opponent into the ground.
4 points the margin. Proud Cup on the line. Round 3 Riverland footy. Loxton drive it wide. Looks for Talon Eagle. He marks it. It dishes it off quickly to Brown. Brown inside attacking 50 and a mark.
He's a lovely kicker of the ball, Nathan Brown. He finds a teammate out there who's, 40 metres out? Right. That's in
Harley
the pocket.
Campbell.
Harley Campbell on his left foot. Gee whiz, here's another young player. He's a good shot at goal. Just like Talon Eagle is when he's on. Same with this young fella. Can he wrestle the lead back for the Tigers, who trail by 4 points here at the Loxton North Oval on the Berry Better scoreboard?
Kicking from a far angle. He's still going to go the drop punt, you'd think.
Yep.
Only a small kick. Ball's on the way.
Goal umpire likes it.
Oh, and the lead changes again. The Tigers are back in front by 2. It's been an old-fashioned shootout.
It's goal for goal here, and the game is opened right up. It's is it the first team that kicks 2 in a row wins the game?
Well, just about could be. We've had goal for goal so far today in this quarter.
Yep.
And, we just need one team to slot 2, and they probably will win. 2 points the margin. Loxton North trail, the home side.
Goal kickers this quarter for Loxton North, Brock Viney Oaks with 1 and Scott Meneghetti with 1. For Loxton, Talon Eagle with 1 and Harley Campbell with 1. It's goal for goal, punch for punch. It's on.
This is fantastic, and the best part is this quarter's not even 10 minutes done.
Plenty to play out here at Panther Park.
Back to the middle it goes.
Up goes the big
Liam
fella.
Bastian from Loxton North now back in the ruck. He had a yellow card earlier, but it's Loxton that managed to shark it.
Cut
No,
out
they
by
don't.
Worsfold.
Joel Worsfold bombs it up to half forward. No one able to mark it. Loose footy in the middle. James Neal tried to shark it, but he couldn't. It's Loxton now. They're clearing this one out, and that's Riley Walton.
Yeah, no forward pressure on him.
Rothy, and the Tigers just cool the Jets a little.
I'm thinking the Panther side has just not putting enough pressure on up forward when they don't have the ball, but they're doing the stuff around the ground. Lovely attempt at the mark there by the big fella.
Liam Bastion's been done for incorrect disposal.
It's unfortunate for the Panthers because he had the run of the ball, shot it out. Salmon with the ball here on centre wing, drives it forward. Salmon Brock, but in the back play and carried under the ball was Cody Vumard, who'll get the free kick at halfback. He'll relieve the pressure for the Panthers, looks up, shoots it across to the halfback flank and finds Cooper Petch. Both the Petch boys have done their little bit. He has to go down the line, goes short down the line to the big fella. Through comes Bastion, sharks the ball, shoots the handball out towards Worsfold.
Neil wrapped up and tackled. Not Neil. Worsfold wrapped up and tackled. Umpire says my ball.
Gee, you can guarantee half the times the ball hits the deck and gets the ball up, Joel Worsfold's got it in his hands. Here we go.
So ball up, broadcast wing.
Bastion
Prince and Bastion just tackle each other out of the contest.
Bastion and right up for it. Meneghetti grabs it but can't break free. Ball will go up again. Right, pushes him out the way, gets first hand on it, but guess who's got it and comes out with the free kick, or was it umpire's ball? It was Worsfold again on the bottom of the pack with Harley Campbell.
Umpire says my ball. So a ball up, broadcast wing.
Bastion looks to punch it forward. Meneghetti in hard. Bastion goes back in after it and shoots the handball out, but only as far as Brown. He looks up. Oh, and unfortunately cut out this time by Petch. Cooper, who plays on.
Oh, and the umpire said 25, I think. And then play on. Righto, kicks inside attacking 50. Hits the deck first, but doesn't matter. Kai Filkey finds...
To the general.
Scott
Lewis.
Scott Lewis goes for goal.
Kicks a point.
Misses.
That narrows the margin to 1 point. It's Loxton North 5-10-40, trailing Loxton 8-5-41. 1 point game. Are we going to get a draw, Lockie Winnell?
Well, in the whole time that 5RM football has returned, 4 seasons, we've never had a draw.
Don't say never.
Could today be the day?
Meneghetti takes the ball, gets tackled to the ground.
And here's another point of interest. There's never been a draw for the Proud Cup either.
What happens? Do we play extra time?
Well,
what's the count back?
I don't know if there is a count back. They cut it in half.
Here we go. The ball comes out to Petch again for Loxton North. He drives it forward, clears everyone.
Tackled by Liam Bastion, but it's still inside the attacking 50 for North. Umpire's called in the back, and it'll be a free kick.
Yeah, against the big fella, Viney Oates, hanging on too long and pushing his opponent to the ground. Ball will come back. Looks like Rowland's taking the free kick, is it, from backlines?
Nah, Smith.
Cale Smith. Will go onto his left foot as he always does. Drives it out wide. Who's out there? Plenty of Panthers, plenty of Tigers. Ball bounces, comes loose. Handball from Lewis. Finds a teammate who's wrapped up. That'll be a ball up over there in front of the coach's box.
Yeah, Ross Romeo wrapping that player up there for Loxton.
Yep, lots of advice coming from the bench over there, from the spectators and the coaches. Ball, chain of handballs, cut out by Loxton North. Masutakaso looks up, drives it towards the Loxton North forward lines. Who's in there? Viney Oates. Pulls it down.
Get around him.
Do you know what, Lockie? There's an old saying, the big fellas, they never get any shorter in the last quarter.
They've freighted this player in from overseas in the off-season.
Has local connections.
The Panthers, can they return to the leaderboard? It's on its way, and they are.
Second goal, first multiple goal kicker for either side is Brock Viney Oates, who puts the Panthers back in front, takes them to 6-10-46, leading Loxton 8-5-41. 5 point lead. It's still within a goal.
Just 5 points the margin on the Berry Better scoreboard. 5RM football for the McCafe quality blend. It's crafted by expert baristas just the way you like it.
10 minutes to play, so plenty of time, Lockie. It's almost another game to be played in the last 10 minutes.
Love it. This is why we do 5RM football. We love Riverland footy on 5RM. Wouldn't have it any other way on a Saturday afternoon.
Do you know what? No side has yet to kick 2 goals in a row, Lockie. It's been goal for goal from the start.
Oh, from this quarter, yeah.
No, from the start of the game.
Loxton got 2 in a row in that for third quarter.
No.
Fisher and Brock Salmon. Well, okay.
8, 9, 10. You know, my score system, it tells you who kicks them. Up they go in ruck. The general, Scotty Lewis, takes the ball out of the centre for Loxton North, shoots it forward towards Meneghetti. Gee whiz, has he given everything he's got in the locker. Comes out with the ball, shoots the handball out to James Neal. Fuller run, looks up, finds his teammate on a lead. This time I reckon it's Buckley.
It is Jared Buckley.
Who's had a pretty fair game at half forward after quarter time. So he's provided an avenue forward for the Panthers.
So he's got the mark in the left forward pocket.
Gee whiz, I wouldn't be even betting me first beer money on this one, Lockie. He's a long way out.
Decides to.
Well, hang on a tick.
Gives himself a metre or two, kicks to the top of the square. Can someone hit it? No, can't. That's a minus score.
Now, if ever there was a handy point, that's it.
Well,
takes Loxton North to 8-11-47, leading Loxton 8-5-41. There's one goal the difference.
So you're saying that Loxton now need 2 kicks to win?
Correct.
Righto.
Otherwise, it's a draw.
You've heard it here, fiver in football.
But there's plenty of time left, so we're not even counting down.
It's been absolute thriller, and it sounds like we've got some thrillers happening around the Riverland this afternoon. Looking forward to getting the full wrap-up. Loxton with the kick out. They've taken it to the scoreboard back flank.
Ooh,
bombs it up in the air high.
That's with a pitching wedge, that one. Ball comes out of the pack. Loxton North with it again. Scott Lewis, the general, looks up and, poor old Kai Filkey, he had that spent before he got it. Plenty of forward pressure on now from the Panthers. They've upped it a bit.
Caden Evans for Loxton.
In it goes
up the
again.
line, doesn't hit the target. Loxton North have got numbers. There's
Back
Hutchinson. Hutchinson bombs it up to the 50-metre arc on the attacking
Out
50.
back.
Can they hit this one and run into it? They can. There's Kai Filkey. Handballs over the top to Buckley. The Panthers score a goal.
And that's the first time a team's kicked 2 in a row.
They take the margin out to 12 points. The Panthers are back in town.
Goal 12 and goal 13 of the game to the Panthers. Here we go. Is that going to be enough?
Well,
Can they go on with it?
Plenty of time. Only 17 minutes played. Fourth quarter Riverland footy on 5RM.
The Panthers winless in 2025, looking for their first win in probably one of their biggest games of the year, the Proud Cup. The Tigers coming off a win last week, trying to make it back-to-back wins. Look, anything can go here. I know we're only round 3 of the season, but it seems to be a lot more important than that.
Well, the way the results have been going, who knows what's going to happen in 2025, and we might have some shock results this afternoon in some other games. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Look, this is far from over. Up goes the ball again. Viney Opes up against the Prince. Jumps over him, gets a hand on it. Loxton tried to bring the ball out. It was Will, couldn't get free. Out comes the ball. Cooper Petch had a lot of good touches in this last quarter. Dylan Petch, sorry. Drives it forward, but hits a Loxton player on the chest in backlines. He brings it out towards the Prince. Got the height on Joel Worsfold, but Joel Worsfold held him off. Kept the ball, shot it out to the general. Looks for the handball. Oh, turned over by the Panthers. Out it comes from Loxton. Goes down the forward line. Bang! It's good spoil from Sherpick. Back on it. Drives it forward. Hang on, a Loxton player in trouble down here. Is it cramp or has he done a calf?
I think it might have been a shin.
A shin?
Oh, it could be a calf. That's Katsidas. He's looking, I think, for the bench. So we'll just follow that one for a minute. We've got a ball up on broadcast wing. Went over the back of the ruckman. Scott Meneghetti runs through the pack, finds Lewis. Lewis finds
Jonah Wooldridge.
He turns and bombs it into the attacking 50.
Lovely mark by Buckley again, I think. Gee whiz, he's going to figure in their best players. He has been an absolute avenue forward for them. And using an old head here, he's going to calm things down a bit.
Just tells everyone to kill the Jets.
He kicked the last goal. Can he kick another?
Kai Filkey, too, I mean, probably gives credit for that last one. But
looks up.
Oh, inboard.
Oh, lovely pass.
And finds Viney Opes.
Gee whiz, he kicks this goal. He might be going home with a medal, although I think Scott Lewis might have him covered at the moment. But gee whiz, it's going to be a toss-up.
Well, you know, when there's a tie, the veteran always wins. For best on-ground votes. Because the younger players got more opportunity to win another one.
He's got another chance to do it, has he?
Yeah. That's our rule here at 5
This is a
football.
pretty important kick for the Panthers. Boom. Bit of a mongrel. Another point for Loxton North. Takes them to 7-12-54, leading Loxton 8-5-41.
That is the handy point there.
Yeah, it's now a 13-point lead to the Panthers with 6 minutes to play. Plenty of time, but gee whiz, they got to get it out of their back line.
So out to Jesse Will. He knows the urgency needed. He went to play on but thought against it.
North have got players in the back play here, so he's got to go short.
Finds Salmon.
Nice chip in from Cody Vumard there, but couldn't pull it down. Ball goes forward again from Josh Wooldridge. Masuda Kase makes a contest out of it. Loxton back on it. Fisher again. John Fisher had a great game. Shoots the ball out, but intercepted by Josh Wooldridge, who shoots it forward again for the Panthers. Ball comes loose. Caden Evans on it. Has had a good game.
Loxton
looks up. Clean bowled his teammate. Bit of speed there.
Josh Marlaw. Panthers have got numbers.
But can't get the ball free. That'll be a ball up.
Great stuff from Josh Marlaw.
Yeah,
1 onto 3. He managed to hold it up.
He's held it up for a stoppage. It was a good play. Gee whiz, there's some pace still out there from some of those young blokes at the end of the day.
It's been a warm one too.
Yeah.
Ball up on the far wing. Loxton try to crash the pack and we'll get a ball up.
Is that why they're playing over there in the shade, Lockie? Because it's been a hot day.
Yeah, well, be nice, those pine trees over there. So, 5 football for McDonald's Renmark. Worsfold. Not moving too far.
If there was a stat, how many times has he had the ball and the umpire's called to ball it up again?
He's always the one with it.
80% of the times, I think, almost. Maybe that's a bit high.
Another ball up, far wing. Good tap from DePrince. Loxton try to run onto it.
The general gets his hands on it and drags it in.
Was too quick.
And it'll be a ball up. The general being Scott Lewis. Gee whiz, he's had one heck of a game for 4 quarters.
Would you take him off now?
Oh, no.
I probably would.
You can't afford to, mate. He has got to stay out there. The old heads are the ones that are going to get him across the line here.
Harley Campbell, inside attacking 50 for Loxton, but Loxton North. Michael Scott kicked it as he was hip and shouldered, and that's a free kick downfield.
I tell you what, the veterans have stood up here for the Panthers in Michael Scott, Scott Meneghetti, and also, of course, probably our best on ground, Scott Lewis. They've stood up here in this last quarter and helped these young boys.
Up to Petch.
Yep.
That's Dylan.
Yeah, both those Petch boys have done a bit, and Dylan in particular has had a presence up forward, across half forward. Drives the ball up for Loxton North, but Loxton Tigers there, but through the pack comes a Panther.
That's Wagner.
Who's started the game better than anyone, but he's popped up again. He's bookended it across to Jasper Hutchinson. He's had a pretty fair game as well.
He knows how to get the best on ground votes, Wagner. Played good in the first 10 and the last 10.
Yeah, that's not going to get him from me, though.
No, we're a bit more astute
Here we go.
than that.
Ball comes out. Loxton first to it. Couldn't quite drag the mark in. The handball comes. Loxton, nice forward pressure there from the Panthers. And the Loxton player caught holding the ball. And that's the bit of the game I said earlier where they were lacking their forward pressure, and they've upped it in the last 5 minutes, Lockie.
23 minutes played, fourth quarter. The Panthers by 13 points.
Guess who this is? Who put the forward pressure on?
Scott Meneghetti, or is
it?
Yeah,
it is. It's a left footer. Look at him. Looks up, shoots it in.
Finds Wagner.
And I tell you what, the experience of Scott Meneghetti and Michael Scott and the absolute general of the field, Scott Lewis, has been maybe the difference on field in the game today. Lots of people have done lots for both sides, but these three blokes have stood up and done the important things in the last 10 minutes of this quarter.
So Tyler Wagner with a shot on goal. He kicked the first goal of the game. Ball's on the way.
Missed.
Umpire has to shuffle, and that, I think, has missed, though. It's just scraped in for a minus score.
Another handy point takes Loxton North to 7-13-55, leading Loxton 8-5-41 by 14 points. So they need 3 goals to win it.
Fiver in football for McDonald's Renmark.
And here they come. They haven't given up, the Tigers, pushing it forward.
Working inside traffic goes Salmon.
Yep.
Handballs back to Will. It was smothered.
Yeah, these 1%ers, these smothers, these tackles at forward pressure, they've ended up being the difference here.
And Loxton, they managed to gather it back.
Out it comes.
Salmon again.
Another tackle,
the other
pressure
Salmon.
on.
Brock.
Looks up. Goes straight down the throat of...
There's Buckley, who's now up back.
Slipped him behind the ball. Shoots the ball across to Josh Wooldridge.
The Panthers can probably afford to eat a bit of time up now.
Got another short option here at half-back, and that is Michael Scott. He's had heaps of the ball. Shoots her up. Nice mark taken there. This time by Sherpick, I reckon, moving forward, is it?
Judge Sherpick on the broadcast wing.
He's been solid in defence all day, now making his presence felt up the ground. Not such a great kick. Went over the top of his players, but put Loxton have the footy, have a man free, but in drops Josh Waldridge. He's had a pretty fair game as well. Some of the young blokes have stood up amongst the veterans.
There's a few players starting to cramp out there. It's been a warm afternoon. Michael Scott now with the ball, still on the broadcast wing. 25 minutes played.
You can see the experienced players. It's coming. Look, Scotty, he's just put himself in play.
Meneghetti was the target. He wasn't able to mark it. Ball on the ground. Loxton been pretty good at this.
Yeah,
and that's
pressure on him. Pressure on
bounds.
Hunter Westbrook couldn't quite get a handle on it and the ball was forced over the ground. He's had a fair game for the Tigers too. I tell you what, there's a lot of good performance from both sides, and you get that when the game's been like it has been goal for goal all game.
It's going to be a hard one working out a couple of awards this afternoon.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is, Lockie. I'm going to have a go at best on ground, but I could be wrong. Lewis puts the pressure on there, but Loxton bring the ball free to Hunter Westbrook. Back in the 1-2, but the player under pressure. Out comes Loxton again, takes a bounce.
That was Harley Campbell.
Harley Campbell, he hadn't stopped trying. He's been one of their better
Eagle
players.
was the target. It wobbles back in board.
Buckley.
Eagle for Loxton's on to 3, and now it's Loxton North through Hutchinson.
He uses the ball beautifully, doesn't he, by foot, Jasper Hutchinson. Absolutely uses a very high percentage efficiency, that young fella.
He's got his name on my awards in some area, Nobby.
And Josh Waldridge, he's stepped up a little bit. And there it is. The final score, Loxton North 7-13, 55 to Loxton 8-5, 41 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Winners of the Proud Cup this year, the Loxton North Panthers on their home ground, recording their first win for the season. Gee, I reckon we've got a season and a half in front of us. Even watching these two sides go at it for the next 3 rounds will be interesting, Lockie.
Absolutely. The Proud Cup returns to Loxton North. Scenes of jubilation for the Panthers. And what a game we had. Both sides had their chances, but in the end it was a 14-point win to the Loxton North Panthers. We will go through our awards very soon and do a full wrap-up. There's also a presentation going on for the Proud Cup as well, so we'll try and follow that one here at Loxton North this afternoon. In the meantime, we will get some updates from around the grounds with Trevor Scott. Loxton North this afternoon. It was a game that had it all. Both sides had their moments, multiple lead changes, but at the final siren, it was the home team, Loxton North, winning by 14 points in an absolute thriller. Nobby Norton's been alongside me. Nobby, it's been one of the best games we've seen in some time here at 5RM Riverland footy.
It sure has, Lockie, and look, I reckon, excuse me, I'm just catching my breath. Look, it was a great, look, to just go through the game, Loxton North led by 3 points at quarter time. Loxton wrestled the lead back to lead by 2 at half time, maintained that lead of 2 points at three-quarter time. But Loxton North, you know, they were looking for their first win like you wouldn't believe today. And they've come out and kicked 4-5 in the last quarter to 4-1. And that's been the, 3-1. And that's been the difference, I think, Lockie, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really was a thrilling game of Riverland football, that is for sure. Loxton North's obviously more shots at goal, 7 goals, 13.
6, sorry, 2 goals, two goals, one in the last quarter.
Yeah, a little bit inaccurate from Loxton North. They were able to overcome that, though, which I think will be quite the relief for the North coaching sides.
Look, we were watching the game and calling it through, and you could see the difference in that last quarter was Loxton North finished better, and they finished smarter. Their experienced players in Scott Lewis, Scott Meneghetti, and Michael Scott, the 3 Scots, we'll call them, managed to prevail over the top of the Tigers, and around those veterans, some of the younger players stepped up and did their bit too. But you'll get to that in the young charger. I thought Loxton can walk away from this game with plenty to look forward to. You know, they too missed a few shots at goal in the second quarter, and in the first quarter they kicked a few out in the full. You know, and they didn't show up on the scoreboard, but they actually had some opportunities. But in saying that, that lead changed how many times in the last quarter?
5 or 6 to my calculation.
Until the Panthers kicked the last 2 goals of the game to run out winners.
My sums, I think the lead changed in that game 9 or 10 times.
Yeah, I think when Harley Campbell kicked that goal in the last quarter, he put Loxton back in front. And then we saw a goal from Brock Viney Oates, which wrestled the lead back to the Panthers. And then Jared Buckley finished with the last goal of the game to put them a little bit clear in a close game.
See the Proud Cup about to be presented here at Loxton North. We'll rattle off a few of our awards first. Let's rattle off the Young Charger first, shall we? Now, both these sides, Young Charger, best on ground for under 21s, roughly speaking, is how we work this one out. A couple of notable players, Loxton North, Josh Wooldridge was one that popped up in contention a couple of times. The young Petch lads were also pretty good, both Cooper and Dillon.
From Loxton, Hunter Westbrook was probably the best of their young fellas, and Caden Evans had a great game, kicked a goal, so he played well. But there was one that would probably...
And Harley Campbell was another one that did get a mention. William Nitschke was another one too. But for me, Jasper Hutchinson for Loxton North. I think his work across half-back and up forward a little bit from time to time.
Solid four-quarter effort from the young fella. And you know what? His efficiency with the ball was sensational.
Yeah, didn't waste any of it. No. So Jasper Hutchinson, young charger this afternoon from Loxton North. Where do you want to go?
Best defender?
Yeah, let's go best defender. Both.
Jack Sherpick had his moments in the last quarter and was solid all day. But I think the standout, and also not young, but I'm looking through the Loxton lineup, and I thought Langy had his moments too, but I thought probably the best defender on ground was probably Cale Smith, the vice-captain from the Tigers.
Yeah, and of all the Tiger defenders, he didn't get a rest from defence. No. He was in the defensive 50 the whole game, so a dependable effort. Also, I thought that Michael Scott was a good defender too. And that is the Proud Cup medal being presented to, of all players, Jasper Hutchinson.
Well, there you are, your young charger.
Well, there you go.
Well, he didn't make my 3-2-1, but I tell you what, and I'm not going to change it, but I had him down for an apology. So I can apologise because he won the medal.
Well, I think he's fine. There you have it. That is the Proud Cup medal being presented. Let's get back to... So, Defender of the Day goes to Cale Smith from Loxton. Hardest worker, a couple of players of note, I thought, for Loxton. Jesse Will, always a player that we mention when this award comes up.
The coach was good too.
Nathan Brown for Loxton North. Joel Worsfold got a mention, but Jared Buckley, the number 25 for Loxton North.
Yeah, his second and third quarters, he provided the way forward for Loxton North, and in the last quarter he dropped back behind the ball and held Loxton up a bit. So worked pretty hard for the Panthers?
Let's go goal of the day.
Look, there
better.
was lots, and a couple from Brock Viney Opes in the last quarter. One on the run where he took a bounce and dropped it through for the big fella. That was a great goal. And I thought Caden Evans in the second quarter, where the Loxton Tigers, it was more the play. They took the ball coast to coast, and he finished the play and finished the goal, was in that thing. But none better than James Neal's in the third quarter, where he took the ball almost inside the centre square, about 2 or 3 bounces, and kicked the goal. It was the goal that sort of lit the Panthers up, because they were struggling a bit at that time, and it got them back into the game.
Pretty crucial moment too in the game there, and So James Neal, Loxton North, the goal of the day, the mark of the day, which we've known about since the
first quarter,
about the 17-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, without a doubt, Brodie Rollins took an absolute hanger right in front of us, so we couldn't actually see exactly how high he got, other than the fact that he was well above the shoulder of his opponent. So he took an absolute hanger, Brodie.
And that could be the mark of the year.
I think so too. Yeah. It's fantastic.
No, well done, young Brodie. And talk about efforts around the ground. He's probably someone defender of the day and hardest worker that probably could have got a few mentions as well. Let's get to the 3-2-1 then. Yeah,
before I get to that, I'll quickly run through the goal kickers. For Loxton North, 2 to Brock Viney Opes, both in the last quarter. 1 singles to Jared Buckley, Scott Meneghetti, a pretty important goal. He kicked 2 to get him going. Tyler Wagner, James Neal and Kai Filkey. For Loxton, all singles. Luke Salmon, Harley Campbell, Jesse Will, Talon Eagle, Caden Evans and John Fisher. You want my best players, Lockie?
Well, we better do it, I guess. The 3-2-1. Now, bearing in mind, Jasper Hutchinson from Loxton North has been awarded the Proud Cup medal. Now, I'm not sure if that actually correlates to being best on ground for Loxton North, because I think it could be separate judges. Okay.
Yeah, well, everyone has their own mind on what happens. Now, prior to that happening, I had these written down, and I haven't changed it. I had apologies to Harley Campbell from Loxton, to Caden Evans from Loxton, who I thought had pretty solid games, to Jared Buckley from Loxton North, and to Jasper Hutchinson from Loxton North. So apologies to those 4 men. My best players from third best up. Third best, I had Michael Scott. He had 1 million kicks off halfback, along with Hutchinson also working off halfback. My second best was to Loxton midfielder John Fisher, who had plenty of the ball all day. And used it pretty well, kicked a nice goal to put him back in front at one stage, and he played well. And my best on ground was to the general, the veteran, Scott Lewis.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with that one. Just a vintage performance. That saying gets thrown around a bit sometimes, but he stepped up when it mattered. And it wasn't just a flash of brilliance. He just kept popping up and driving inside 50, doing the work around the packs. Had to go through the middle for a bit there. Didn't know whether he was a bit lost, but best on ground. No arguments for me.
I heard words muttered as some of the timekeepers left the box, saying they thought it was the best game he'd ever played for Loxton North.
Well,
that's saying something.
The ones I've seen in recent times, that was certainly up there. So well done, Scott Lewis.
But a cracking game of footy.
The former Woodville West Torrens Premiership player.
And former West Adelaide and Glenelg League footballer too. Yeah. He had a bit of a trip around, played his 200 games, got his League Life membership. Well done, and he's back here giving in the local comp. Look, Lockie, I thought no one would leave this ground unhappy with what they saw. It was a pretty messy game in the first half, but that was pressure on the ball, which forced that sort of messy game. I thought Loxton handled the ball a lot better in that first half. They chipped it, but they chipped it around. They were a bit indirect. And in the second half, when the game opened a little bit and the Panthers started taking it direct down the middle, their big fellas chipped in. Brock Viney Opes being one with 2 goals, and Jared Buckley gave them a way forward. And I think at the right at the end, the experience of Meneghetti, of Michael Scott, of Scott Lewis, it just carried him over the line, and the young fellas joined in. You know, Jasper Hutchinson was one that joined in and followed. Masuda Akase, his game was pretty solid. He spent at the ball a bit. I thought Dylan Petch had a great last quarter too for the Panthers. When I start going through the Loxton lineup, there was good players for 3 quarters, but I don't know if any of them carried it right through to that 4th quarter, and that's perhaps why they finished 14 points shy.
Right, solid analysis as always. Just recapping Riverland footy on 5RM. It's been Loxton North that have had a win in round 3 over their rivals Loxton. It's been a rivalry since 1955 when the Panthers played their first game. That was in the B grade competition.
1964 they joined the A grade comp, and it's been on ever since.
Yep, so the rivalry continues.
It's almost like the old days, Lockie, looking back, when Loxton had 2 teams and it was divided down East Terrace. Each side of East Terrace was a footy side.
Yeah.
It's not quite that anymore, but it's similar.
No, I'm sure there'd be some people that would like to see that. But anyway, we better get some other results and get around the grounds because it sounds like it's been a thrilling afternoon of footy.